Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat.
Is this a snow bunny situation? No more snow bunnies.
I call Brother Myron the Sambo from Sudan. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Stop the cap.
Got a white girl with some fake titties. Got a white girl with some fake titties. These hoes ain't loyal, no they ain't.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome. I think I might actually start doing this. Boom. Boom. There it is. There it is. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the 62nd edition of the Hard R Podcast. The reason why we are having the Hard R Podcast today, a couple of reasons, but I'll get into that. I'll get into all of that shortly. Thank you guys very, very much for joining me. It is Monday, March the 2nd of 2026. It is good to have you guys in this afternoon. I can't believe it's already March, dude. Like, I cannot believe it's already March. It's insane. It is insane. March the 2nd. Holy smokes. March 5th is my adopted Grandma Jones. Her birthday is March the 5th, so shout out to Grandma Jones on the 5th. We are streaming, as always, across multiple platforms. We are on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Rumble. So however you're watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharp... Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for joining me for the Hard R Podcast today. Quick announcements before we get started. There we go. Make sure you guys hit the like button, guys. Make sure you like the video, like the video, like the video. It is the most important metric that YouTube looks at to determine the video's place in the algorithm. So, pardon me, Jesus Christ. So if you want to help your boy out, if you want to help to push this up in the algorithm, and if you want to make sure you get notifications when I go live, hitting that like button on every show, As a matter of fact, I was actually told by my YouTube rep the other day that and he actually told me this, if you go back, he says, listen, you should encourage your followers and your subscribers to go and like the last 10 of your videos. Just get all of your subscribers to like the last 10 of their videos. And I think it was either the last 10 or 20 videos, whichever the case may be. He said you have to get them to like the last 15 of your live videos, and it increases the likelihood of you getting a push notification when I go live. So again, hit the like button here, hit the like button on some of my past live streams, and hopefully that will help you to become informed when I go live, so you don't miss these very, very, very cool, very entertaining, very important live streams. So if you guys want to make sure you guys get the notifications when I go live, liking the video will most definitely help. Also, make sure you guys share these videos, guys. Share these videos with, I guess with anybody who pees standing up. And with anyone, share this particular video. As a matter of fact, share this particular video with any African American man who still happens to be on the nigga plantation. Man, share these videos, guys. Definitely do that. It's probably not going to help them, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe a different perspective will help. Also, be sure to join my Discord. We have a lot of fun over there, guys. We drop videos, we talk about dating, relationships, we share funny videos, memes, and of course, we talk about current events, the whole nine. Discord is definitely the platform you need to join us on if you want to communicate with the family on a regular basis. So, if you have any ideas to bounce off of me and the guys, or you're just looking for a community of like-minded men, join our Discord, link in description. Guys, make sure you follow me all over social media. Follow me all over social media. I'm currently in the process of revamping all of my graphics because obviously all my social media. By the way, thank you guys very much. Cracked 10,000 followers on Instagram. 10,000 followers on Instagram. So thank you guys very, very much for that. But I am on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on X, I'm on Snapchat. And again, if you can believe it, I am actually still on TikTok. It's actually quite remarkable that I'm still there. You can find all of the links to all of my social media pages in the description and on my YouTube homepage. Also, make sure to follow me on Rumble. Rumble is where I do all of my not safe for YouTube content that normally ends up on Patreon. So definitely follow me on Rumble. That is rumble.com/Donovan Sharp, rumble.com/Donovan Sharp. Make sure you get a hold of that. And of course, for the best dating wisdom on the net, head over to datingwisdom.net. There you will find all of my books and courses. From my 5-part, 7-hour audio course, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up, to my 25-hour course on dating and relationships, to my signature series, Womanese 101, you will find quite literally everything you need to dominate, and I mean dominate, the dating market here in 2026. So go to datingwisdom.net if you are looking for real-world actionable advice, as well as step-by-step guidance in terms of how to navigate today's dating and relationship landscape. All right, it is time to do our daily age and location check. So if you guys would, put your age and location in the chat. Myself and everyone here would appreciate that. So for example, I would type in 48/Reno because of course I'm 48 and I live in Reno, just like you guys see in the chat. The reason we do this is because if you are here, there's a better than average chance that you think the way we do here at TSR Tower. Now, hopefully, I'm hoping that there are a few dissenters in the chat. Hopefully a few dissenters in the chat. At any rate, you also understand how difficult it is to meet like-minded people who share our beliefs. Well, by putting your age and location in the chat, you alert people here who might live in your proximity that you are watching. You never know. Someone could be watching from your city, your neighborhood, your street, your block, maybe even in your own building. So this check is how we build communities of like-minded. Oh, there's Bryce Harper on TV with. That's right. The World Baseball Classic is going to be coming on. Shout out to Michael Lee. So this check is how we build communities of like-minded men. So go ahead and put in your age and location in the chat if you are interested in building relationships with people who think the way we do. All right, guys. So this is the Hard R podcast, but it's going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to do any police videos. I'm not doing any police videos. I'm going to reserve that for Rumble. The reason why, guys, is that doing the Hard R podcast, it hurts my channel. It hurts my channel. And the reason I'm saying that is in case anybody decides to pull up and say, listen, I know you're doing this just to impress white people, or I know you're doing this for money or viewers or that. No, no, doing the Hard R podcast on YouTube hurts the channel. It hurts the channel. Okay. I do this for you guys. All right. I don't do this for myself. I do this for you guys. I do this to help unplug black men in particular. I don't give a damn about black women. I don't give a damn. Yeah. But I do this to help black men get off of that plantation. I call it the nigga plantation. I don't know. Maybe I'll come up with another pithy, clever name for it. But that's why I do this, guys. This video is going to be. It is definitely going to be demonetized. It's probably going to I'm probably going to get hit with some sort of a copyright, whatever the case may be. So I'm not going to make any money on this video, which is fine. But I would appreciate it if you guys would be a little bit more generous with your super chats, because I don't make any money on these videos. I don't, when people pull up, I don't make any money from that. A lot of people, are you just doing this for the money? Well, listen, guys, nobody works for free. Okay. I put my heart and soul into everything you see. I do all of my graphics. I do all of my setup. I'm actually working on some new graphics and new, themes and all that good stuff. Listen, it's not easy to do this. I'm not here to cry about it. But it is what it is. At any given day, I'll be on the air for 4.5, 5 hours. All right. So I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Today in particular, if you could show your support, because this kind of content, specifically this kind of content with me in particular, like there are other channels that talk about like nigga fatigue and black fatigue and all that good stuff all the time. Hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Some are even over 1 million. But for whatever reason, I've got 85 people in here watching. So I'm going to need you guys' help. If you guys want me to continue doing these kinds of Hard R podcasts, show your boy some support. So I'm not going to do any police videos today, guys. Not going to do any police videos today. What we're going to do is we are going to react to the Piers Morgan situation, as well as, and shout out to Phoenix Light Games, shout out to PLG. He actually sent me. I'm going to react to the video of the drive-thru girls. There is an update on the drive-thru girls who had done. You guys all know. You guys, we've all seen it. We've all seen it. So if I can find it, and I know PLG sent it to me, if I can find it, we'll react to that. But we are going to react to the Piers Morgan. Tourette's thing. And, interestingly enough, I actually read some of the comments. It looks like Piers Morgan exercised a little bit of common sense here. So very, very, very appreciative of that. Before we get to the age and location shout out, let me read some super chats. Let's see. Derek the Trader, back in the house, man. Good for Derek the Trader. Good to see him in here. With the $23 super chat says, Donovan, you made some great points in our last consult as to why it is a very bad idea to date female coworkers. Can you please share those thoughts with the viewers? Yeah, listen, guys. Listen. Do not, and listen, you guys all know, don't shit where you eat. Don't shit where you eat. Don't shit where you sleep. Alan Roger Curry said, don't get laid where you get paid. Don't mix business with pleasure, blah, 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 blah. The reason why there are so many people out here, men and women alike, whose dating pool is only who they work with. All right. There are people out here who only really date their coworkers because they're afraid, obviously, for obvious reason, they're afraid to approach, right? They're not getting any action on dating. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? And so dating your coworkers, you sort of circumvent the sort of getting to know you process. If you're dating your coworkers, the girl knows that you are gainfully employed. She knows what your rank is, et cetera, et cetera. But the reason why you should not, fuck your employees, obviously, is because of HR. And if the relationship is good, your job performance suffers. If the relationship is bad, your job performance suffers. If you guys have an argument, it becomes like front page news all over the office. All right. And of course, listen, companies have policies that discourage, coworkers from commingling with one another. People do it anyway. Okay. Not to mention, if you put a toe out of line, if she gets upset with you for whatever reason, she can go right to HR and say, yeah, he sexually harassed me or he e-par'd me. What, do you think they're going to actually hear you out? No, they're going to fire you. And that's if she even goes to HR. But here's the number one reason you should never fuck your coworkers, guys. The number one reason you should never fuck your coworkers, there are a few exceptions. There are a few exceptions. One of which is working in a call center. Everybody who works at call centers, they're always fucking. Dude, I probably fucked 6 or 7 of my coworkers, including the one that eventually got me to look up why do girls get over breakups so easily. I found the red pill, and the rest is history. The point is that the day you start fucking your coworkers, start the clock. Well, how long's the clock, Donovan? It's going to be 6 months, because in 6 months or less, give or take, either one or both of you will no longer be with the company. And now let me ask you a question. Who do you think is more likely to no longer be with the company, you or her? That's what I thought. So shout out to Derek the Trader with a very poignant super chat. Appreciate that very, very much. ZM040 says, Donovan, I want to sub to your Patreon, but I don't have a PayPal. What do I do? That's a very, that's a very good question. You know what? Let me shoot Devin I'm going to shoot Dev a text, because Devin she's the problem solver. So let me highlight this and send it to her. This is why I love the lovely and talented Devin, because she is a wizard at this stuff. She is a wizard at this stuff. All right, I'll let you know what she says. Shout out to Dr. B84 in the house for putting in the Discord link. Appreciate that very, very much. Appreciate that very, very much. A couple more super chats, and then we'll do our shout outs. Pardon me. Pardon me. James Hancock with the $2 super chat says, the victim plantation. I like that. I like that. Devin just, so ZM, Devin just told me you can just use a credit or debit card. You can just use a credit or debit card. You don't have to use PayPal. You can pay through PayPal with a debit or credit card, but you don't need you don't need PayPal. You don't need PayPal. 19 Shane 94. It's been a while since I've seen you, man. With the $10 super chat says, you're the GOAT, Donovan. Keep it up. Thank you. Listen, man, I appreciate you guys. Giving me some love, giving me some shine. I appreciate the support as always. You guys are the best. You guys are the reasons why I do what I do. You guys are the reasons why I do what I do, man. Straight up. I love you guys. I love coming on here and entertaining and educating you guys. I like spending time with you guys, man. I really do. Like, what I do is a lot of fun. I fucking love it. Justin Consciousness with the $5 super chat says, W. Donovan, thanks, big bro. Absolutely. Darkside 5150 has gifted another Donovan Sharp membership. At James Hancock. To welcome him to the TSR family. I'm going to do that now because I'm trying to, set the example. So shout out to James Hancock. And thank you to Darkside 5150 for the very, very timely membership. I appreciate that. You guys know that I appreciate, again, I appreciate all the support, guys. I never, ever take it for granted. Ever. You guys, like I said, you guys are the reason I do what I do. Straight up. Dr. B84 said, Amy? Ooh, I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about Amy, my ex-girlfriend? No, I never worked with Amy. She was, we both went to community college. Many moons. God almighty, that was back in 08, 09? Woo! God, it's been a while. Man. Time flies, man. It's hard to believe that I am that far removed from what was quite literally the worst time. I was at the lowest point of my life, guys. Lowest point of my life. It's incredible that I've gotten that I've managed to literally, rise from the dead here. All right, let me get back in here. All right, let us do our age and location check here. All right. Dr. B84 checking in from San Antonio. He's 41, about to be 42. Hey! Well, definitely let us know when your birthday is, man. We'll definitely throw a birthday celebration for you. Dre Raven checking in from Tucson, Arizona. I promise I'm not jealous at all. SQD, I'm going to call you Squad, watching from Columbus, Ohio. Welcome. Jossborn X, watching from my brother's old stomping grounds, Austin, Texas. Hashtag keep Austin weird. Edward Cross, the sniper of TSR Towers, watching from Wilmington, Delaware. James Hancock, newly minted member, watching from Bozeman, Montana. I'll bet it's fucking gorgeous out there, man. Devin and I, we're going to take a road trip. We're going to take a road trip at some point in the not too distant future. We're trying to drive through Utah, Idaho, Montana. We want to see all those panoramic vistas. We really do. JD Cruz, shout out to you. Checking in from right down the road from Reno in Sacramento, California. Black Russian Lam, watching from Long Island. Good to see you in here. 19, Shane, watching from Louisville, Kentucky. ZM040, young kid. Checking in from the Netherlands. How about that? Shout out to the Dutch. Shout out to Max Verstappen. Shout out to Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen is the best driver in the world. Best driver in the world, hands down. If I had a race to win, regardless of discipline, regardless of track, it could be NASCAR, IndyCar, F1, rally car. Give me the Flying Dutchman, Max Verstappen. That dude is an absolute, he was born to drive. Made his F1 debut at 17 years old and became the youngest person ever to win an F1 race at the tender age of 17. Shit, 17 years old, I was worried about fucking calculus. This dude is driving around $20 million rocket ships. Phoenix Light Games, shout out to you, checking in from Coral Springs, Florida. The Nazar, watching from LA. It's a Bell, shout out to you, checking in from Beaufort, South Carolina. Oh, good for you, watching from the Golden State. Vito, watching from Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston, South Carolina is actually quite lovely, quite beautiful. Abram Outlaw, checking in from Maryland. Abram Outlaw is Mike in Maryland, the 62-year-old Chad, who had a Jamaican side chick, who has since moved on. But hey, we already know.
She belongs to the streets.
Don't think about that bitch no more, bro. And delete those videos, Abram. Delete those videos, my guy. You gotta delete those motherfuckers, man. If you don't, you're finna be in trouble. Emo Muzz, watching from New Hampshire. Wow, all the way up in New England. Good shit. Very good. Vito says, more money to the random guy on the internet telling us what we already know, LOL. If you already know this stuff, Vito, why are you here? Legend says, thank you for all that you do, Don. I appreciate that very, very much. Very, very much. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yeah, listen, man. There's always somebody in the chat who takes exception to content creators asking for financial support. Apparently, Vito thinks people work for free, but I don't know. I guess Vito has a channel of 250,000 subscribers because he knows everything. So shout out to Vito. Make sure you go and subscribe to. As a matter of fact, let me pull up Vito's channel here. Ah, Vito has 1 subscriber. Hey, there we go. Very nice. Vito has 1 subscriber. He's talking about a content creator who. A content creator who is telling you stuff you already know. All one of his subscribers agrees. So you guys listen, man. Vito needs the followers. Go over there. And listen, Vito knows everything, y'all. He knows everything. He is unwilling to super chat to another content creator to a random guy on the internet telling us what we already know. Make sure you go and subscribe to that dumbasses channel. All right. King Life says that's why you always have evidence and always have enough in the back pocket to be able to sue that company.
Yep.
Absolutely. Very good advice. Dude, W advice. W advice there from Detective King Life, who is the detective of TSR Towers. Nothing gets by that dude. Like, literally at all. It's insane. It's insane. Got a few more check-ins here. Funeral says, what's going on, brother? We already know this episode is going to bring the Weave Warriors in here. Listen, like, what's his name said in the Star Trek movie? I'm counting on it. I'm counting on it. Danny Gonzalez checking in from Maine. Appreciate that. Dr. B84 is going to be getting old on March the 21st. Good shit. 19 days, my guy. 19 days. It does not get easier. EP watching from the Hoosier State, Indianapolis, to be exact. He says, one more. Checking in from Canada on, looks like on both platforms. Looks like he's checked in on, Rumble. So want more is double dipping. Appreciate that very much. JD Bocanegra watching from San Antonio, Texas. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Donovan5 watching from Austin, Texas. Appreciate that. EP says, never liked NASCAR until I moved here to Indianapolis. I love it now. Dude, I watch it. Dude, I can't believe Tyler Reddick has won 3 straight races. And of course, it's a really big deal because he's the first driver ever to win the first 3 races. And, well, his team owner, part team owner, is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the co-owner of the NASCAR racing team 2311. His partner with that racing team is driver Denny Hamlin, who drives for Joe Gibbs Racing. So shout out to Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and Michael Jordan, all making it happen. Nain Rouge, watching from Detroit. Oh, Aaron Moses, a shout out to you, watching from LA. I got your email, Aaron. I got your email. I'm gonna give you access to Womanese. So don't trip. It's all good. It's all good. I got you. Abram Outlaw says, I was having a moment today, Don. Dude, please tell me you did not text that. Dude, please tell me you didn't text her. Please tell me you didn't go by her office. Come on now. Come on now. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, listen, man, you guys know how that goes. Black Russian Lam says, you gonna be famous tonight, nigga. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nan Roof says, thanks, Donovan. Enjoy dialing in every time I can catch your broadcast. Thank you. Black Russian Lam says, shout out to all 3.2 Hair Hat Hooligans. Now, here's the deal. So I am not going to be doing, any police videos, okay? Oh, wait a minute. Shout out to Edward Cross with the $20 Cash App. $20 Cash App for tuition. I appreciate that very, 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 very much, Edward Cross. If you want to be cool like Edward Cross and send your boy a Cash App, you can do so at $ Donovan Sharp. Did you hear that, Vito? $ Donovan Sharp, Vito. $ Donovan Sharp. $ Donovan Sharp, Vito. Where you at? You will see my legal name, which is Edwin Hopkins, but I can assure you that it is me. So you guys can see that YouTube does not get a cut from the Cash App. Listen, if you want to Cash App, that's fine. But if you want to circumvent YouTube's grubby little hands, send your boy a Cash App. Let's see. Donnie Sense checking in from Toronto over on the Rumble side. Bad Sneakers watching as always from Northwest Missouri. Mark Randolph is also watching from Columbus, Ohio. Okay, so EP asks a very good question. He says, we're not going to have any bingo today? Oh, no, we are still going to have bingo. It's just not going to be hard R bingo. It's going to be hating ass niggas bingo. Yes, sir. Absolutely hating ass nigga bingo. So, what exactly do you mean by hating ass nigga bingo, Donovan? Well, anytime I do the hard ass, oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on. Let me rewind. The reason why we do hating ass nigga bingo is because anytime I do the Hard R podcast, shit, every time I do TSR Live, I always get hating ass niggas coming in here doing and saying the same shit. Well, anytime we get things that happen frequently, well, what's the natural thing we do here at TSR Towers? Well, we do a bingo card. The bingo cards are going to be used for hating ass niggas who come in here and, well, start talking shit. These squares are as follows. Fake LOLs, you know, when they use the emojis. You're right. Say that in the hood. You a racist. Uncle Tom. Yo mama black. They use ebonics, or as I like to call it, nigga. You a sellout. They advocate for violence. Carmelo Anthony is guilty. Or I'm sorry, Carmelo Anthony is not guilty. It was self-defense. It was self-defense. No, that little nigga murdered Austin Metcalf. That kid is 100% going down for murder. Ain't gonna be no second. No. That nigga's going to jail. That nigga's going to jail. Yep. He better get ready. He better get ready. I might actually pull up, PLG actually sent me a couple of Austin Carmelo Anthony updates. I might actually watch a couple of those after the whole Piers Morgan thing. All right. But they advocate for violence. Your wife is ugly. I'll come back to that in a second. No face, which means they're just behind the avatar. Defending criminals, which is, I kind of jumped the gun there. Coon! We gonna kill you. We gonna find you and kill you. They gonna get you too. Bootlicker. What's with all this self-hate? Donovan, I know where your baby mama lives. Why do you wear all that weird fucking jewelry around your neck? Oh, wait a minute. That's ad hominems. No, that was right. My bad. Okay. Never mind. It's a waste of time. I'ma pull up. I'ma kill you, Nick. Then we have the fake pull up where they say they're going to pull up, they pull up, and then when I bring them on, they disappear. You a white supremacist. White people hate you, nigga. And those are the squares. When people come, listen, when niggas come in here all the time, when niggas come in here, they listen, man, they're always talking the same bullshit, man. Every single time. Every single time. So, well, we decided to make a bingo card out of it. So hopefully they show up here. Dre Raven with the $2 super chat says, we've got more bingo cards than the Elks Club. Hey, man. We've got bingo, we've got bingo, we've got nigga. Man, we got all that stuff. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. And so to business. So Piers Morgan had on a panel of guests. Obviously, I'm going to let him introduce it. And apparently there was some filmmaker, producer, whatever. I don't really know the whole story. But apparently he has Tourette's. And he said the nigger word. Right? You guys know what Tourette's is, right? Deuce Bigalow, was it Deuce Bigalow male gigolo? It's either male gigolo or European gigolo. He had a client who had Tourette's. She'd be like, shit balls! I gotta poop! Just screaming out random shit. Well, apparently, somebody with Tourette's screamed out the N-word, and predictably, the so-called black community lost its collective weave. Well, Piers Morgan had a few of these people on to discuss why the black community, so-called black community, lost its collective weave. And that is what we are going to break down and react to today, among other things. Now, I've sped it up a little bit, and I have included my beautiful face, my beautiful face, on here. The reason why there's an image over it and all this other kind of stuff is because I want to stay away from the whole copyright thing. A lot of people say, why was the graphic? Relax. As long as you can hear it, you should be able to see it. I've got the opacity reasonably set so that we can see the video. Edward Cross says it was male gigolo. Okay, I knew it was one of the Deuce Bigelows. Dr. B84 says male gigolo, and it's actually not as common as people think. No, Gigolos are not common. Dude, Sterling Cooper was a gigolo back in the day. Before he became a porn star, women used to pay him to, well, smash him out. Smash him out. So, so here we go. So let's go ahead and watch this, and I will react to it.
This movie was about acceptance. There is no intent behind the word. And that's what gives the word power outside of people, other people giving the word power. And I long for a day where it has no power.
What's been gotten wrong here is...
Oh, isn't that interesting? So I think he actually said the N-word. Remember when he got Lily Gaddis, he tried to get Lily Gaddis to say the N-word? He said, cool, and didn't say the N-word.
Broke ass niggas. And
then, of course, Mark Lamont Hill literally chimped out. He literally chimped out because she said that I'm the victim of it. Ay. Dr. B84 with the $10 super chat says the formal word for cursing in Tourette's is called, oh boy, coprolalia, which is not that common. Wow, I had never known what that was called. Coprolalia. Gary from shout out Nerd Rock. Wait a minute. Oops. Hang on, I gotta. Oh, is that who that is? Gary from Nerd Erotic. Oh, okay. So that's Gary from Nerd Erotic. Okay. Level Up Man says, oh, Nerd Erotic is the real one. Okay. Well, here we go. Let's continue.
You're not secretly thinking those words, but you lose the lid off of them. That's not what's happening. It's that you don't think that. Those aren't your words. Those aren't your thoughts. And that's why Jamie Foxx and Wendell Pierce, maybe they should be ashamed.
Me giving an apology because I made an incorrect statement, which is not going to erase or invalidate my legitimate reaction to how the public reacts, to the public trying to erase our lived experiences because he has
lived experience.
Nobody's trying to erase your lived experience. What a load of baloney.
Listen to Piers. Damon Walker is in the house. This is probably one of the best rebuttals I've ever heard of this. He says, I agree. If someone calls you stupid or anything you're not, why get mad? The thing is the reason why niggas get triggered by the hard R word is because, well, hit dogs holler, guys. Hit dogs. Listen, I've been called a nigger before. I tell this story. Listen, I tell this story all the time. And for those of you watching this for the first time, I'm going to give you guys an example as to why and how you act. And I've actually got a couple of other videos sort of giving an example of this as to how to respond. So I used to deliver mattresses in the greater Atlanta area, Clayton County, Alpharetta, all around. It was one of the best jobs I've ever had. Kerry Smith, the dude is awesome. The guy, one of the smartest men I know. Great business owner. Anyway, so me and my partner Jeff, we're out. We're driving around in Jessup, Georgia. We've got the 26-foot box truck. We just got done making a delivery. It's probably 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We hadn't eaten all day, so we stopped at this little mom and pop gas station in Podunk, just outside of Jessup, Georgia. It's one of these gas stations that's like one of these country gas stations that's like right on the corner, and it's kind of catty cornered, and it's got like the two pumps. Obviously, they've got hot dogs. So we go in and we have we get our hot dogs, chips, soda, Little Debbie snacks, whatever the case may be. Clearly a racist town, right? Jessup, Georgia. I don't know. That's what it looked like to me. There were Confederate flags. Listen, some people say heritage, not hate. It doesn't bother me. Like, I don't care about the Confederate flag. I don't. All right? I watched and loved the Dukes of Hazzard. All right? I'm a Gen Xer. How many Gen Xers we have out there? How many Gen Xers? Listen, I loved the Dukes of Hazzard. I was going to drive the General Lee. When I was a kid, I was going to grow up to be either Bo or Luke Duke, and I was going to drive the General Lee, and I was going to run from cops. Me and my brothers, we were all going to do that. We are totally going to get the General Lee, and we are going to run from the cops. That's what we wanted to do. We didn't care about the Confederate flag. Whatever. Anyway. So Jeff and I, we come and we put all of our stuff in the counter. Behind the counter is an older guy, male pattern baldness, whatever the case may be. And so I think our total it was like, I don't know, $15, $16 or whatever. And so I handed him a $100 bill. And he said, huh. I said, is there a problem? He's like, no problem. I just didn't realize that niggers carried $100 bills. I said, yeah, you okay? Oh, that's Chester. Chester's behind me. by the way. Anyway. He said, I didn't know niggers carried $100 bills. I was like, yep, we do all the time. Gave me my change, and we left. Okay? We get in the truck, and Jeff, who is an older black guy, born and raised in the South, man, I can't believe you let him. I said, Jeff, relax. I said, it's only a word, okay? Yeah, but I said, Jeff, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. And I had to keep it real. I said, okay, Jeff, so let's. I asked him, I said, did you not see the sign behind the counter? Did you not see the sign behind the register? He's like, no. It said, we don't call 911, okay? You know, what that's supposed to mean? I said, he's armed. Well, what that got to do with anything? I said, okay, let's just say, for the sake of argument, let's say that I were to do what you said you were going to do. I would have reached over the counter, blah, blah, blah. Let's say I reach over the counter and try to do something to this guy. And this guy pulls out a shotgun and blows me away. What are you going to tell the cops? He's like, I'm going to tell the cops that the reason why you went over there is because he called you a nigger. I said, okay, calling someone a nigger isn't illegal, okay? Calling someone a nigger isn't illegal. I said, but assaulting someone is, right? I told him I am not going to lose my life over a word. He tried to rattle me. He didn't. He gave me my change and wished us a good day. All right? Dude, I lived in North Carolina for the better part of 20 years. I have experienced... Oh, fucking hell. Hang on, guys. Come on, Chester. Come on. Let's go. You're coming this way, buddy. Come on. Out you go. Chester only decides that he wants to leave when the podcast starts. The point is, guys, is the reason that old store clerk called me a nigger is because he wanted me to do something to give him a reason to shoot me, blow a hole in my chest. That's why he did it. He had no other, there was no other reason. It literally I just brushed it off. We continued our deliveries. Okay? The thing is black people use the excuse, well, he called me the N-word to give them permission to do anything they want. Well, he called me the N-word. Calling you a nigger is not illegal, guys. Does it make the person reprehensible? I guess. Maybe. Right? But calling someone the N-word is no more a crime than calling white people crackers. That's how it works. It's just a word. Leave it the fuck alone. Edward Cross says you would have been deleted over something dumb. And I was 100% cognizant of that. 100% cognizant of that. You cannot let a word control you. You let anything control you, you end up fucking around and making a bad decision. Let's continue. Oh, wait a minute.
Earlier this week, a well-known activist and campaigner shocked crowds with an outburst which has been furiously derided as racially offensive.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is California Governor Gavin Newsom, who just admitted to being a 960 SAT guy. And that actually kind of explains, that explains quite a bit, actually.
And, you know...
yeah, our governor of California is a 960 SAT guy. Got it.
Well, you know, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech.
Wait, you can't read or you can't read a speech? What? How does this guy, yeah, I was going to say, Dr. B84 says, but he has a law degree. How do you have a law degree with a 960 SATs? I don't know.
Well, that was California Governor and presidential hopeful Gavin Newsom.
Presidential hopeful? Are you serious?
Accused of telling a primarily black audience that he's relatable because he too can't read. Well, more on him later. But I was, of course, really talking about this.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
Well, John Davison was at the BAFTAs in honor of the exceptional movie I Swear, which is a dramatization of his life with Tourette's syndrome. Most people know by now, also I thought, that Tourette's causes involuntary tics. This often involves belting out the most inappropriate words and insults imaginable. And John Davison duly shouted out the N-word while black actors Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were
broke-ass niggas
on stage. Somehow, one of those M-words made it into the airwaves on the BBC, despite a 2-hour delay, which was successfully used to censor a director who said Free Palestine. The resulting uproar has been staggering. Davison was instantly branded a racist, as were the people attempting to defend him. Jamie Foxx called it unacceptable and said, nah, he meant that shit. Director John T.
Whoa! Holy moly, did he really just do that?
Richards has resigned as a BAFTA judge.
By the way, oh, wait a minute. Sorry about that. Disregard that. I was actually sent you the text that I sent to Devin about the whatchamacallit. By the way, guys, the pull-up line is open. The pull-up line is open. Let me just go ahead and specify what the rules of the pull-up line is for today. You guys normally, I only let people up lately who disagree with me or if they have a relationship question. I'm going to make an exception today. I usually do that on Fridays, but I'm going to make an exception today because I know we all have opinions about this. There's going to be one caveat. Number one, if you pull up and you agree with me, I'm only going to allow you to pull up once. That's the first rule. The second rule is I'm going to give you 2 minutes, around about 2 minutes, pardon me, to get your thoughts off. Because guys, listen, you have to understand, this is a podcast, right? And I mean, listen, what drives ratings, what gets views is conflict. This is why Kevin Samuels blew up. This is why Pearl Davis blew up. This is why Fresh and Fit blew up. It's because of conflict. People who disagree with you. All right. If I had nothing but people who come up and agree with me and they stay on for 5 and 10 minutes, that doesn't really add value to the show. I love and appreciate you guys, but you guys have to understand, I gotta keep it moving. So if you agree, I have no problem with you coming up, but you can come up one time and I will give you approximately 120 seconds. If I want to respond, maybe we can have a little bit of a back and forth, but you have to understand that when and if you do pull up and you agree, you're not my co-host, okay? I'm the host of the podcast. I've got, like I said, my job is to keep it moving, respectfully. So those are the pull-up rules. Let's keep it moving.
Calling the incident unforgivable and condemning the failure to safeguard the black creative community. Journalist Jamil Hill said that Davison's inclusion should
Jamel Hill
be prioritized over the well-being of the other guests. Really? So they should have excluded the man with an actual disability who was invited to receive an award for a movie which raises awareness about his disability.
I smell popcorn.
From an industry which supposedly cares very deeply about things like disability, because your feelings matter more than his. This is precisely the problem with identity politics. When it's finished eating everybody else, it has no choice but to eat itself. Davison's been forced to issue a humbling and heartfelt mea culpa in Variety magazine, but in my view, he shouldn't have had to. Well, joining me to debate this is a lawyer and activist, Dr. Shola Mos-Shogbamanu, Brianna Joy Gray, former press secretary to Bernie Sanders, host of the Bad Faith podcast, from the Nerdrotic YouTube channel Gary Abukla, and Javier DeRusso.
Hey, look at this! Wow, I like the Batman Superman.
So the commentator with PragerU. Well, welcome to all of you. Dr. Soda, let me...
James Hancock says, haters keep you strong, yeah, they also keep you paid.
Start by just playing something that you did as a video post on your X account, which has been viewed so far by 1.4 million people.
Oh, boy.
Some of you are getting on my last getting nerves. The fact that I have to come up here to break down for you the ABCs 1, 2, 3 do-re-mis of racism, because some of you have the bombastic audacity to want to litigate the racial intent of a white man and absolve him of racism because of his disability. Now, I'm going to make time for you today. Let me say this in plain English because I'm not speaking Latin or Swahili. John Davidson,
sweetie, we know you're speaking English, baby.
Is a racist white man with Tourette syndrome, and let me break this down for you.
A racist white man with Tourette's. Like, come on.
Tourette syndrome is a disability. Disability is not racism, and it does not make you racist. The Tourette syndrome simply brings out what is already in the heart, mind, and soul of the person speaking. Because as a man thinketh, so is he.
Okay, so what? I mean, is she a fucking doctor? Number one, and then of course, she quoted the Bible. As a man thinketh, so okay.
Now, I've got to be honest, Dr. Show, that's one of the most disgraceful and shameful attacks on somebody with a medically diagnosed disability that I've ever had to endure and witness. Would you like to start by offering a profound apology to John Davis?
Yo, a rare Piers W. A rare Piers W. Would you like to issue an engraved apology to start the show? He already knows he's about to trigger this bitch.
And who, as anybody who understands Tourette syndrome knows, has absolutely no control over what he says, including any racial insults or slurs he may utter, because people with Tourette's have no control.
but not just to. I noticed that you didn't play the whole video that actually addresses many other points, but not just.
It doesn't matter. You called a man with Tourette's syndrome a racist. There's nothing else that we need to see.
To John Davidson, because I spoke about this in my live stream. I made an incorrect statement in my video, and by saying that having a bank of words. Yeah, or vocabulary in your heart, mind, and soul it implies that anybody with a Tourette syndrome subscribe to what has come out of their mouth. So that in itself is harmful to that community, and that community is not just John Davidson. It also includes black people with Tourette syndrome. So I most definitely, and I'll say that now.
Yeah, what happens if a black person says cracker?
I apologize in my live stream yesterday. I unequivocally and apologetically. I'm sorry for the, for that incorrect statement, because that is incorrect.
Wait, what? Wait a minute. Did she really just apologize? Holy shit. Wait a minute.
And that community is not just John Davidson. It also includes black people with Tourette syndrome. So I most definitely, and I'll say that.
Oh, that's why she apologized, because the Tourette's community also includes black people. That's okay.
That now, even though I apologized in my live stream yesterday, I unequivocally and apologetically, I'm sorry for the, for that incorrect statement. Because
about that, James Hancock says a woman who wants to be offended. What are the odds? Nana Root says, who is she? She is annoying to listen to. Well, she's a woman. You know what I'm saying? Danny Gonzalez says agreeing and having the same world views is fine, but having opposing views and agreements is what people want to hear. Donovan, don't need to sit and listen to your perspectives when we all have one. Yeah. Damn. Dude, Dana. Damn, Dana. I'm trying to be, I was trying to be nice with it. Damn.
That is incorrect. What I also said in my video, which you haven't played, is to address the impact
Emo Buzz says that hair is a hate crime. Oh boy.
On black people. And my video was addressing those who are trying to weaponize his disability. So in my attempt to bridge the gap to
weaponize his disability. Oh my God. I swear to God, man, niggas always use, he's weaponizing whatever. It's a word. And dude, how, seriously, when someone calls someone the N-word, does a random black person die somewhere? When someone calls you the N-word, do you get physically hurt? What are you talking about weaponization
address,
for?
Them weaponize his disability to erase the lived experiences of black people.
Lived experiences of black people. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, niggas have brought this on themselves, man. Niggas have brought this on themselves, y'all. Dude, go to Instagram, go to TikTok, go to what is it, Twitter? Dude, there's video after video of just niggas wilding out. Just doing, I saw this one video on Instagram it was a group of 20 teenagers. This just went in and destroyed a McDonald's. All of them were black.
Up creating the gap.
It's not a race problem, gentlemen. This is a problem race.
And by creating that gap.
Oh shit, Duke versus NC State is on. Holy shit, damn. This is actually a college basketball game I might want to watch.
I am responsible for closing it by acknowledging that it's an incorrect statement, apologizing because it's wrong, and then taking myself back to school to educate myself on Tourette's.
How about you take yourself to school on Tourette's before making a statement? Species 666 says supposedly he has dyslexia, but he can read a 200-page book in 2 hours.
Well, it might have been helpful if you'd actually watched the movie or educated yourself about Tourette's before you launched this attack.
Oops! Uh-oh! Oh, shit. Damn, Piers is coming out swinging.
On John Davidson. You doubled down, actually, before the public... Well, hang on. Before the public furore that came your way, which forced you into then backing down, you followed up.
It's not because of the public...
Let me finish my point. After John Davidson issued a statement explaining that he has no control over this, you refused to accept it. You said this has to be the whitest non-apology from John Davidson. It's exactly...
Yeah, see how she's trying to interrupt him because he's speaking the truth?
How racist white people don't take responsibility.
Yes.
Can we talk about it, or is that ableist? He shouldn't be apologising for his disability, so why is sorry the hardest thing to say for the impact of his words? So you carried on calling him a racist, even when he explained to you, and to everyone who was calling them that actually he has no control over what he says. You continued to call this man who has suffered his entire life from people...
Today's Serving Everything says, Wakanda forever. Mrs. Sam Leek says, shame on you, Mr. Donald. No, he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. By the way, if you think Mr. Donald is racist, Mrs. Sam Leeks, well, we've got the hating ass nigga bingo. We've got the hating ass nigga bingo. Also, actually, you know what? I'm gonna do a little experiment. I'm gonna do what we call Ms. Sam Leeks. a DNA test. Now, what is a DNA test, Donovan Sharp? I'm glad you asked. The DNA test, if you will, is about to appear on your screen here in just a few seconds. Just give me a well, first thing we need to do is we need to pull down the periscope. We need to pull down the periscope and check the Nigadar. Yes, sir. Mrs. Sam Leaks has been spotted on the Nigadar. We got a nigga right there. Yep, there it is, Captain. We've got a nigga due west. Looks like the vessel's name is Mrs. Sam Leaks. Sam Leaks. Do we want to run a DNA test? Wait, let's run a DNA test. What's a DNA test? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Dumb nigga alert. Dumb nigga alert. Yeah. Miss Sam Leaks, Mrs. Sam Leaks just failed the DNA test. Just failed the DNA test. Oh boy, I love it. Love it. Mrs. Sam Leaks says, I'm black. Oh my God. Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say that you were black? Oh, you know what? I'll tell you what, man. I would have, dude, my mind is blown. I can't, oh my God, you're black? I would have never guessed. I swear to God, niggas come in here and talk like niggas, and then they feel the need to tell me, well, I'm black. No shit. Yo, look, I know you're black. You want to know why? Because you're on the Nigadar. There you are right there. I know you're black. Fuck out of here. Anyway, she says, I'm black, and I'm hurt that you can be out of touch with the pain of black people, and especially with black women. Oh boy. You said that you are hurt, could not give less of a fuck. I can be out of touch with the pain of black people, and especially with black women. I'm not really out of touch with the pain of black people. I am out of touch with the pain of niggas. See, the pain that black people have, that's not self-inflicted. But the pain that niggas have, absolutely self-inflicted. And do not get me started on black women, Mrs. Sam Leaks. You bitches are at the bottom of the sexual totem pole for many, many, many reasons. And you want to know something? It has nothing to do with the color of your skin. And everything to do with the content of your character. Oh my God. Oh my God. We have the joke of the year. Bad Sneakers on the Rumble side says, what do you call a portable Nigadar? A police body cam. No, you didn't. Oh my God.
No, the fuck you did.
Yes, the fuck he did. Holy moly. Wow. Bad Sneakers coming out swinging. Anyway, listen, I'm not sorry that you're hurt because I really don't give a fuck. The only 3 black women I really give a fuck about are my mom and my 2 sisters. That's it. That's it. So I'm not really sure what you hope to accomplish by being in here, but yeah, Sean Moore says, oh, she's hurt. Fuck your feelings.
Nope.
Oops.
Yep.
Absolutely. Ken Rose with the $2 super chat. Here we go. Mrs. Sam Link says, why, brother? Who you think you are? Are you black, sir? Yes, I'm black. Who do I think I am? No, I don't think I'm Donovan Sharp. I know I'm Donovan Sharp. And what's with all of these salutations, sir? Like seriously, Mrs. Sam Leaks, when's the last time you called a black man sir? See, this is what niggas do. They come in here and they try to act like they're fucking English teachers. Wait, why, brother? Who do you think you are? Are you black, sir? Bitch, you don't talk like that in real fucking life. The last time you said sir, well, there was no last time. So get the fuck out of here with this false-ass respect. Fuck out of here. I don't respect you. I don't expect you to respect me. Fuck you. Don't call me sir, bitch. Don't call me sir. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, number 1. That's number 1. Number 2, I am not your fucking brother. Do not call me brother, bitch. I cannot stand when niggas come in here and talk about some brother Donovan. I am not your brother, nigga. Because like you niggas say, skin folk don't make kin folk. Now what? Fucking bitches. 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 James Hancock with the $5 super chat says, the pain of blaming everyone else for your self-inflicted problems. There we are. You see, Mrs. Sam Leaks. I don't pull punches here. Like, I am not about to just be all, no, don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. Don't care. Mrs. Sam Leak says, how do you know how I talked, sir? What do you mean, how do I know that you talked, sir? Did you not see the niggadar? Like, yo, I'm sorry, the niggadar is what it is. It doesn't lie. Like, there it is. It sees you right there. It identifies you by name. But I'll tell you what, Mrs. Sam Leaks. I'll tell you what. How about you hashtag pull up? How about you come up and talk to me about it and prove to me that you don't sound like the typical ignorant ass nigga. Or wait a minute, I'm sorry.
Broke ass niggas.
There we go. Here you go, Mrs. Sam Leaks. I am not, and this is the thing. This is something else that niggas like to do. You're afraid. The reason why you time me out is because you're afraid to talk to me. You don't want to debate. Yes, I do. Yes, the fuck I do. There you go, Mrs. Sam Leaks. There you go. Hashtag pull up. If you got something to say, if you got something on your chest, you can say it to my face. You don't even have to be on camera. Madame. Let's continue. There we go.
Stereotyping him in this manner.
And I appreciate you
to brand him a racist.
I appreciate you advocating for him. But if you take the time to listen and watch my videos and everything else I've said, I've explained quite frankly that I understand that Tourette syndrome, how Tourette syndrome works in terms of the fact that the words come out involuntarily. But as I explained in my videos, racism does not require intent to be racist. That is why.
Racism does not require intent to be racist? So you mean to tell me that someone who is not, so you can be access. Well, wait a minute. Hold the fucking phone. Hold the fucking phone here. I need to rewind this. This is insanity.
The fact that the words come out involuntarily. But as I explained in my videos, racism does not require intent to be racist. That is why I said it was
unbelievable. Unbelievable. So now people can be accidentally racist. Ay. Mrs. Sam Link says, and why should I talk to you after you've just disrespected me, bro, or sir, whatever you want to be called? Why should you talk? No, well, here's the thing. I don't give a fuck if you pull up or not. Okay, I just don't care. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to continue going back and forth with you, because at some point, Mrs. Sam Leaks, I'm going to ban your black ass. I'm going to ban your black ass because, well, niggas can't shut the fuck up, and niggas are cowards. Yes, Big Oli says she's running. There you go. Mrs. Sam Leaks, you are afraid to come and talk to me. I didn't even, I told you don't even have to be on camera. Yet you are afraid. See, this is what niggas do. Let me ask you something, Mrs. Sam Leaks. Let me ask you something. If you had like 5 of your homegirls there with you, would you feel a little bit better about pulling up?
Yep.
Yeah, of course. Because blacks attack in packs. You want to know what nigga kryptonite is? You know what nigga kryptonite is? 1v1. That's it. 1v1. That's nigga kryptonite. Mrs. Sam Link says, well, okay, I guess this is the wrong place for me. You know what? That's the realest shit you've said all day. That is the realest shit you've said all day. No, this ain't the place for you, Mrs. Sam Leaks. Good day, ma'am.
Racist. That does not change. My apology does not change that. It is a racist statement that does not require intent. Tourette syndrome.
That does not require intent. So you can be unintentionally racist. My God.
It explains how it happens, doesn't justify why it happens, because impact is what defines it. So when I talked about what was being paraded as his apology, I don't think he called it an apology, but in newspapers and,
he shouldn't have apologized. He should not have apologized. Like, fuck these people.
Those with big platforms were calling them apology.
Hydra 3120 on the Rumble side says, black women are putting the biggest black guy on black people's public image, wilding out, beating on police videos, etc., etc. Absolutely.
Apology. And I said, no, that is not an apology. When you say I am mortified that you think this was intentional, I don't understand why people are calling this apology. And when I'm speaking to those, again, who are weaponizing his disability. That was...
How do you weaponize a disability? What are we talking about here? How do you weaponize... Oh, my God. I swear
what that was about. And let me just say, Piers, I'm not holding him to a different standard, or BAFTA, or BBC, because as you rightly pointed out.
Did you say BBC? I've been wanting to play that for years. And now I feel like I'm one of the cool kids. BBC. Oh, by the way, I totally forgot, guys. I totally forgot. Totally forgot. Let's go back to the bingo card, shall we? Your wife is ugly. Let me show you guys what I am prepared to do should someone come in here and talk shit about the lovely and talented Devin. Shout out to Mac with the $5 Cash App, says, Don, that's the critical race theory bullshit. Yeah, I know exactly what that is. Yeah. I appreciate that, Mac. Thank you very much. Where are you at today, Mac? I know that Mac is a truck driver. He's all over the country. Check in where you're at. Anyway. Inevitably, what will end up happening if they know anything about me and my white wife? They like, well, your wife is ugly. Well, I've got some new flexes, some that you've seen before. So yes, niggas in the chat, this is the wife. This is the lovely and talented Devin. #haterbait. There she is here, working out in all of her splendor. She has absolutely gorgeous legs, beautiful legs. If you're a leg, ass, and a tit man, well, there it is. Up there she is in the hot tub with an ass like an apricot. Love it. Ah, there we go. There is a custom shirt that I bought her with her nice, big fake tits. Yep.
Got a white girl with some fake titties.
Yep.
Absolutely. Oh, there she is again. Looking as lovely as always. That was on the the #HTR. There she is serving your boy another keto meal. Ah, this is her keeping up her figure. Love it. She works out. You guys can see the big, beautiful $25,000 tits I bought for her. Ah, yes. More of Devin's tits, legs, and oh, now we're starting to get into the food. Yes, guys, Devin can cook, and yes, she knows how to season. She can cook for white girl. Oh, yeah, now we got some ass pictures. Yes, sir. Oh, there's the ass collage. There's the, oh, yeah. There we go. More pictures. Yes, this is my favorite meal in the top middle is the, oh my God, the steak with the cherry tomatoes and the green beans. Holy smokes. And then she will serve it wearing, well, really next to nothing. Ah, these are her legs. Yes, Devin has absolutely beautiful legs. And there's more pictures of her hind quarters. So when niggas come in here and say, well, your wife is ugly.
Nope.
I'll let you decide. Let's continue.
But some words were being blipped out, and we just understood that BBC also blipped out a homophobic slur that he had uttered.
There it is. Do you guys hear that? See, this is what the left does. Okay, this is that cross contamination. If you're a racist, then you must be homophobic, right? If you're homophobic, then you're then you're a xenophobic. That's just all there is to it. Matthias says, I'm a sucker for thick thighs. Don't do that. Don't do that. Devin does not have thick thighs, my guy. She does not have thick thighs, bruh. She has muscular thighs. Those ain't thick thighs, bruh. Look. Those ain't thick thighs, man. Nah, them shits come from, no. Them thighs come from squats, my bruh, my G. That shit comes from squats, my G. That's where they come from. When you say thick thighs, I'm thinking you mean fat women with thick thighs. No. Nope, we don't do thick thighs here, bruh. We don't do thick, no, we do defined thighs. Defined thighs.
But they deliberately left this N-word in.
He said, my bad. I still love him. All right, I got you.
That's not what this is about. I am explaining and trying to address the fact.
Kyle 2020 with the $5 super chat says, so niggas are like velociraptors? Not from the front, but from the side. Are the other two niggas you didn't even know they were there? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, listen, I was just fucking with you. I was just fucking with you. Right. Nolan Baptiste says, wow, he's living the life. Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, man, Dev looks good. She looks real good, man. You know? Casual Germ says, she looks good, especially at her age. Can you guys believe... Can you guys believe this woman is... This woman turns 50 years old in August. This woman here turns 50 in August. And she looks better than 99.9% of women literally half her age. It's insane. It's insane. That's why I like to flex on these niggas. Let's get it.
That we are being told, we are being called ableist, we are being told to be silent, we are being told that we should not have the right to react. And I'm trying to be, and I'm also being considered, not even trying. I understand the harm that statement will make to the entire Tourette community. So that is why I offer my apology unreservedly. Okay. But the same way I said he has made a racist statement, it's the same way I called Kanye West out as an anti-Semitic black man when he was uttering anti-Semitic words. I did not.
And there we are. See, if you're racist, then you're homophobic. If you're homophobic and racist, then you must be anti-Semitic. It just doesn't make any sense.
Hold him to a separate standard. I didn't say as a black woman, you know what, I'm going to use a bipolar.
Thaddeus Brown Walker says, not just for her age, she just simply looks good. Guys, and this is so funny. Listen, Devin tells me she doesn't notice, but you know, whether she does or not, I don't care. Guys, when we go places, everybody looks at Devin. Everybody looks at her, man. Everybody looks at her. And what would you get? No, of course I don't get mad. This is what comes with dating a woman with a body like this. This is the way it goes.
To excuse or wipe away what you've done. I didn't go to the Jewish community and say to them, take it on the chin. He's got bipolar. I am simply holding a white.
He doesn't have bipolar. He doesn't have bipolar.
Black man with disability to the same standard I held a black man. And again, all my points were not directed at him, but those who are trying to weaponize. However, I understand the impact on him and the people who suffer from the Tourette community. So my apology for.
We got this is an anniversary. We breaking news. Breaking news. We just got our first Nastygram. We got our first Nastygram. The HOA has instructed me to take down our Christmas lights. Yeah, my bad. El Coblo says, I can't take a tether seriously. Sorry, I don't know what a tether is. I don't know what that is. Are you talking about the bitch on the screen, or I don't know what he's talking about. A tether. What's a tether? Somebody, listen, man. Somebody, tell me what a tether is.
Making that incorrect statement is not because anybody forced me to, and it's not because public furor. It is because I understand.
No. You issued the apology because you were forced to. Now, see, this is funny. She's trying to say, well, it wasn't public pressure that forced me to. Yes, it was. That's why you're doing it now, bitch. Stop it.
And I give it unreservedly to the Tourette community.
Yeah, and yet coincidentally, your groveling apologies only came after the public furore.
Oops! Oh my God.
Gotcha, bitch.
Dude, Piers is in rare form. Piers is absolutely in rare form. Holy moly.
No, groveling. I don't sound like I'm groveling. I'm standing 10 toes deep.
Standing 10 toes deep. Shut the hell up.
Happened, Dr. Shola, yes. Before that happened, you had kicked a guy when he was down. You took a guy who suffered from an appalling syndrome. And this was a move.
See, you can already see this bitch is just going to filibuster. This is why you can't debate with people like this, and this isn't really indicative of one race or color of people. This is just people who debate in bad faith all the time. They just like to talk while other people are talking. It's insane.
Was a movie being celebrated. John Davison's a man
who
kicked when he was.
She keeps talking.
I intend to go watch his movie.
See, there it is. This is their strategy. This is their strategy, just to talk while the other person's talking.
I will watch his movie, but you are not. Listen, me giving an apology because I made an incorrect statement, which I rightly say causes harm, is not going to erase or invalidate my legitimate reaction to how the public reacts, to the public trying to erase our lived experiences because he has.
Yeah, guess what?
We don't care.
As Tourette.
Nobody's trying to erase your lived experience. What a load of baloney. What a load of baloney.
This is nonsense.
He said that's a load of baloney, ma'am. I beg you to take that comment back.
Yes,
nobody was erasing anyone's lived experience. I'll tell you what you were doing. If I may.
Dude, look at this. Do you see? You see? All she's going to do is continue to talk. Talk.
If I may respond.
That's what you're saying.
Okay.
Coach KL says a tether, meaning a non-FBA according to the FBA group. Okay, fine, whatever. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Shout out to El Cabolo for calling me a tether or whatever the fuck.
I may respond. The person who was trying to erase someone's lived experience was you. You were trying to erase John Davison's lived experience as a man suffering from Tourette's syndrome. Please don't talk over.
I can tell you already, this bitch is about to get muted because all she does is talk while other people are talking. Insane. Ghostar says, please ask her when she's gonna overcome, so we white people can know. Yeah, right. Hydro says these idiot talking heads are the worst. To get paid to be a Karen is a joke. You got that right.
For me.
No,
please don't talk over me.
Can I respond?
Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point, and you can respond.
Unbelievable, guys. This is what people like this do. This is what people like this do, guys. This is what niggas do. She's literally just talking. She's literally talking. She don't want to have a conversation. She wants to talk over people.
If you talk over me, no one can hear either of us, right?
Okay.
You talk about lived experience. You have the brass neck. You have the brass neck to talk about lived experience. When you take a man's lived experience, please let me finish my point.
Jesus, lady,
you take a man who has suffered from Tourette's his entire life. If you watch the movie, as I did last...
She still can't shut the fuck up. She still has to say yes.
Night. You will see the hell that man has endured. They were celebrating that film on the...
El Cablo says, you're not a tether, bro. The lady is. Oh, okay. So the lady is a... Okay, so somebody... Casual Germ says Tariq Nasheed coined the term. Okay, all right. Sorry about that, El Cablo. I don't know. I guess... I don't know. She sounds... So she's not a foundational black... because she's not... Oh, clearly she's not American. Okay, all right, I got it. You guys gotta be patient with me, man. I'm new to all this. I'm a little bit new to the racial terms coined by niggas.
Like the actor that plays him won an award. John Davison was being celebrated, and everybody knows that anyone with Tourette's who says these kind of outbursts doesn't have any control or any.
Maynard says she is talking about the slave experience. Yes, the slave experience which she did not experience, right? Like the slave experience which she did not experience. She's talking about my lived experiences, blah, 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 blah. This chick was not a slave. What is she talking about?
Bank of language or mean them. But you...
Phoenix Light Game says she wants to give impression no outside pressures influence her decision to apologize. I will apologize, but on my term, akin to cop videos, get in the car. I'm not going to get in. It's about control. Wow, very good.
Other than try to find that out, you kicked him when he was down. That's what you did.
That is a lie.
You erased
Nobody
his
kicked
living
him while he was
experience.
down. I was addressing the fact that when it happened, people, as you heard in my video, I said people with the bombastic audacity to try to erase our lived experiences without them wanting to balance both.
How does him having Tourette's erase your lived experiences? I don't really understand that.
That yes, he has a disability that's caused.
Legend said says FBA, for those of you who don't know, means foundational black Americans. They consider black people who are not descendants of slaves from America tethers, Haitians, Jamaicans, Dominicans, etc. Okay, thank you for the
but that the impact is real. I mean, when Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo heard that word, they froze in that moment. And we all, I don't know about you, but every black person knew exactly what they're thinking, exactly how they were feeling. Now, I mean, you're doing exactly what I am saying all these other people are doing. All you're doing is focusing on one side of the story. You're only focusing on wanting to weaponize his disability.
Weaponizing his disability.
To say, you know what, nothing else matters.
El Cabla says she is not a foundational black American speaking on problems and experiences that FBA experience and give a mic from her different experiences, not even coming from America. Okay, that makes sense.
No, to be clear, let me respond. Let me respond.
They're going to have to cut this bitch's mic. And did she drink like a blue raspberry slushy or something? Her tongue is blue.
Let me respond. It is you that is weaponizing, and I don't find any of this funny.
No,
it is you.
I'm laughing at you because you're being a hypocrite.
It's you that weaponized John Davison's disability.
No,
it was you that was shamefully ableist towards him.
No,
yes,
you can call me ableist.
And it was you. It was you who was so ill-informed about what Tourette's is that you branded him repeatedly.
I swear to God, she will not let... Guys, this is what these monkeys do. This is what these monkeys do. They literally just talk. She's not even listening.
Racist.
You can call me
Dude, they're going to have to cut this.
And you can call me ableist, but I think it's a bit rich coming from the man who diminished, undermined the suicidal experiences of Meghan Markle, and rather than
okay, see, there we are. They're the ad homs, bringing in other stuff, moving to the goalposts.
They're going to try and distract. We'll move on.
Okay, there you go.
We'll move on.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll move on.
Just move on.
Just so viewers understand, the last time Dr. Schroeder and I had any contact on the airwaves was when I expressed doubt about a lot of the claims made by Meghan Markle and Prince Harry in that Oprah Winfrey interview, none of which of the more serious ones, the racism and the mental health claims, ever then were followed up in his book or in television interviews or anything. It was like they never happened. But we're not going to get into that because we're not actually here to talk about Meghan and Harry. And actually, I'm bored of talking about those two. What we're going to do is go to the rest of the panel rather than let you distract.
See, her smiling. See, that's her tell. When she gets hot and she gets heated and she starts to lose control and that pulse raises, that's when she smiles. I can tell. You can just tell when some people get pissed. This woman smiles when she gets pissed. And she smiles when she gets pissed to let she's trying to give us the impression that she's not pressed. Nope, she's pressed.
From what you did.
That's what you did.
Have apologized.
The last word. This is what we got, guys. This is what we call a last word type of bitch. This is a last word type of bitch. She cannot allow someone else to have a last word.
But stop shouting. Stop shouting. You've said your piece. The panel's been waiting. Please show some consideration.
See, she look. Thank you. She wants to make sure she gets the last word.
For your fellow panel members.
There it is.
Let me bring in Nadrolic's Gary Brugler. Nadrolic, I was appalled by what Jamie Foxx said about this. And look, there are other strands to this
what did Jamie
story,
Foxx say?
Like the BBC's culpability in inexplicably not cutting this from what they put out on the air 2 hours later when they were cutting out comments like Free Palestine. It's unbelievable to me. They didn't cut out somebody using the N-word, albeit completely inadvertently because they have no control. But that is a BBC cock-up of epic proportions. But in relation to people like Jamie Foxx, for example, in Hollywood, and the general attempt to try and bully John Davison into this apology to the people of Hollywood who were so hurt and offended, I just found the whole thing so distasteful. It showed this
bitch still look guys like this is like, dude, she can't, and when she can't talk with her mouth, she'll talk with her facial expressions, right? This is what people like this like to do. When you finally get them to shut the fuck up, they like to be very demonstrative to try to distract you. That's what she's doing.
Chronic misunderstanding of what Tourette syndrome is. A failure to have any knowledge of his story or the movie about his life or any of it.
I just watched the movie this morning, Piers, and it's really good, by the way, and I recommend everybody watch it to understand this. And as I posted on X today,
hey, shout out Batman and Superman. This guy is a real one.
Entertainment industry loves to say that they are the champions of acceptance and empathy, and they just had the best test to prove that, and they all failed miserably and completely. And saying that was his intent.
El Cablo says, I'd rather have Jonathan Majors talk about the problems that FBA face than Damson Idris. Okay, all right, well, that makes sense.
And it's a complete misunderstanding of Tourette's.
Damson Idris was very good in F1, by the way.
And we keep on focusing.
I climbed a mountain to get here.
Focusing on the N-word. What about all the other things he said that nobody else is talking about?
You mean?
Broke-ass niggas.
He said F the Queen. To the Queen's face, and they show that in the movie, and this is a part of this condition.
Oh my God, he said fuck the Queen in her face. God, yo, that nigga's a real one. God damn. Ken Rose with the $5 super chat says, greetings, Donovan. You know it's bad when even someone like Piers Morgan has nigga fatigue. You know it.
That he has to live in. There's no intent behind the word. This is the one time where people can say, you know what, we're going to laugh about this, blow it off, or, show some empathy, the word that they love to use in the entertainment industry, but they have no understanding of. And after listening to that from the doctor, I don't know how you're a doctor. That's
Oh my God. Woo! Oh shit!
No, the fuck you did.
Oh yes, the fuck he did.
Mystery in life.
I'm not a medical doctor.
I've been kicked out of 3 high schools, but I don't know how the hell you became a doctor. But what a great country! What a great.
Wait a minute. So what is he coming with receipts
from the doctor? I don't know how you're a doctor. That's the biggest mystery in life.
I'm not a medical doctor.
I've been kicked out of 3 high schools, but I don't know how the hell you became a doctor. But what a great country!
Yo!
What a great country! You hand out doctorates to people who are woefully unqualified, because that whole argument was a roller coaster.
Well, it was interesting, Nadrotic, it's interesting you referenced the incident with the Queen. It's when John Davison got his MBE specifically for his work for raising awareness about Tourette syndrome. And when he was introduced to the Queen, he yelled, and I'll say it, he yelled, fuck the Queen. in front of her, right?
Fuck the Queen!
But rather than be offended, the Queen brushed it off, responded straight away, congratulations, Mr. Davison, because she had done a bit of prior research. She understood the person that she was giving this honor to suffered from a condition where...
James Hancock says, Gary also admits a coke addiction. Are you serious? Damn. Oh, good for you says she's a witch doctor. What is it? How's the song go? Ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, bing, bang, walla walla, bing, bang. Ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, bing, bing, walla walla, bing, bang. I called the witch doctor, and this is what she said. And she said, ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, bing. Never mind.
He would say things like this without any ability
walla walla, bing, bang
to stop himself saying it, and without any intent to cause any offense.
Oh, he had one. Okay.
And when he was asked about it later, John Davison said, I started to relax then because she said, I believe you've done lots of television appearances trying to improve people's knowledge of Tourette's. And I said, I have, Mom. I've done 5 documentaries. And she said, gee whiz, I'll have to get the boy.
Yeah, King Life says they need to stop giving out doctorates to people not in health fields, dude. Yo, check this out. One thing niggas love to do. They like to call themselves doctors. Dr. Jeremiah Wright. Dr. William, whatever the fuck his name was. Doctor. Fuck out of here.
To show me some of those one day. In other words, she showed empathy and compassion. She made no big deal of what he said. And it was a very special moment, actually.
Dude, if I was the king and I knew someone had Tourette's and he said, fuck the king, I'd been like, you know what? I'm with you, bro.
Given how some people would have viewed what he said in front of her, right? Easy to take the easy route with that and just say, well, he's just offended the Queen in the most disgusting manner. No, he hadn't. She understood he hadn't. She understood that the whole point of why he was getting the award and the honor from her and from his country was because he had raised awareness for a condition which is crippling for people that have...
Oh, Matthias says, I'm a PhD. Yeah, I need that sound effect, actually.
You know, when you watch that movie, and I watched it last night, I swear, I urge...
Yes, Dr. Martin Luther King. There you go. Oh my God, the Nazar said a doctor that graduated from Bishop Sycamore. Oh my God. Wow. By the way, Bishop Sycamore was the BS High. BS High. It was a Netflix documentary. All right, Gabe, what's up, man? You're on Live with Donovan. What's on your mind, brother?
I've been listening to what's been said over the course of the last half hour, and it hits home for me because I was raised by crazy heifers like this broad, and it triggered personal PTSD symptoms, as I say. Of
what, were you like attacked by white people? Were you attacked by black people or something? Like, what happened with you?
No, just being raised by a lot of feminists who talk like this.
Oh, gotcha.
And whatnot, you know, sitting here talking about being compassionate, but yet when it comes to, like, disabilities, you'd be surprised how many of them are, whatever the proper word is for phobia, for people with disabilities, or disabilities aren't an excuse for you acting like a pig, blah, 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 being a perv, excuse my language, but yeah, especially because I think I've mentioned before about how I have autism and whatnot, and yeah, I still deal with that to this day. I would highly suggest, if you feel like it, looking up this new documentary called Fist Bump. It's about this local college student here in SoCal named Marcus Knight, who was kicked out of college for all he asked for was.
Hold on. Let me ask. Well, hold on, Gabe. Let me ask you this. What's the name of the documentary?
Fist Bump.
Fist Bump. Okay, I'll let people look that up. What platform is it on? Is it on like Amazon or Paramount or whatever, or is it on like YouTube somewhere?
I don't know specifically.
Okay.
I don't know if it's been uploaded online yet, but yeah, in a nutshell, it's just about a guy who got, kicked out of college because two stupid 3L4s basically tried to say he was doing what to them and whatnot. But that's all I have for now.
Okay.
And whatnot. But yeah, thanks for letting me pull up. And
absolutely, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
And stay on that journey, man. Stay in the gym, brother. Yeah, shout out to Gabe, man. Gabe's a real one, man. He is as honest. He's as honest as they come. He really is. Let's continue.
To watch it. It's incredibly powerful. It's very inspiring. And if you think that anybody with Tourette syndrome I would say in their right mind, but
Level Up Man says, my 3 richest clients are actual doctors, dermatologists. They hate people who run around calling themselves, quote, doctor, because actual doctors don't have to remind everyone that they are doctors, right?
they're not really in their right mind in the moment they have the tics. But if you think that anyone would deliberately do that if they didn't have a condition which made them do it, you are completely delusional. I want to play a clip before I come to the other 2 panelists. This is a really interesting clip from a young American black woman who has Tourette's. She's called Kilk One Yoshi. She's big on YouTube. And she explains that she too has the same problem as John Davidson, including saying the N-word, albeit, as I say, she's a young American black woman. But she articulates, I think, it's about just over a minute, but really worth watching this to get a sense of what it's like if you have Tourette's. Let's listen to this.
I've been seeing a lot of people be like, well, he said it like when the crowd went silent. That is most likely when a tic is going to happen when you're in public, when you're in complete silence, or when you're trying not to say or do something. We must understand what coprolalia is. Coprolalia causes...
Oh, coprolalia. Oh, wow. Look at... Oh, she really...
involuntary swearing and inappropriate tics. This can include the N-word, slurs, etc. I am a black person, and even I have the N-word tic and slurs as tics. This is something I don't see many talk about because of situations like this. Is it a disappointing thing? Shut up. That
she said, shut up. Wow, did you guys see that? Like, dude, she looked like she had Parkinson's disease. Damn.
Well, the actual clip goes on for a lot longer and is really fascinating. But the point she's making, and I want to bring in, we're being joined now by Dr. Mark Siegel, who's a physician, professor, and medical analyst for Fox News. Dr. Siegel, great to have you back. You are a doctor, a real one.
Fuck you didn't.
Is that a real doctor?
Issue of Tourette's syndrome. It can manifest in
a real doctor.
Various different ways. You can have simple tics, which is brief repetitive movements or sounds involving a few muscle groups, eye blinking, throat clearing. Then you can have complex tics, distinct coordinated patterns of movement, jumping, twisting, or sounds, repeating words or phrases. And then you can get into these
shitballs
rarer forms, which include coprolalia, which is the involuntary swearing, and copropraxia, which is obscene gestures. These affect about 10 to 15% of people with Tourette's, and that's what John David...
El Cablo says, no, she has the same tics. She has Tourette's too. Yeah, she has... Dude, like... and she had Tourette's, and if you guys, like, if you paid attention to the video, she was like... And like random, it was weird. Yeah, she definitely has Tourette's.
And has. But just to clear this up for people who may still be under any sort of delusions about this, somebody that has that...
Legend said with the $2 super chat says, yeah, women get useless degrees to feel smart. Yeah, exactly. I'm a doctor. No, you're not.
Has the condition John Davidson has. They have zero control over what they say, right?
Yes, and I want to really explain that because it should embarrass your first panelist there, who's not a medical doctor. Here's the deal.
Oh my God, yo, they are absolutely cooking this broad. Yo, that is the 3rd person that has called her a fake doctor in 20 minutes. Oh my God.
It's a spectrum disease.
Oh no, dude, I already know what's gonna happen. This bitch is going, come on, I am a real doctor, blah, 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 blah.
Disease, meaning there's all types from very mild to very severe. John Davidson has very severe. He was licking lampposts.
Davison.
When he was 9 years old. You mean he loved lampposts and was secretly wanting and desiring to lick those lampposts? Or spit food at his family that caused his father to leave the family? It's not that. It's that he has a severe form of Tourette's. And hooray for John Davidson raising awareness for 300,000 kids or adults in the UK that have this condition, the overall Tourette's, mild to severe, because they get ostracized, because they get stigmatized. The coprolalia that you're talking about, Piers, that's the key here. And that's why Jamie Foxx and Wendell Pierce, maybe they should be ashamed, because what coprolalia means, it involves the limbic system of the brain, which, yes, I studied. It involves dopamine, which I studied, and serotonin, which I studied. And it's a neurological condition when you have coprolalia, where it's not only that you lose control. What's been gotten wrong here is you're not secretly thinking those words, but you lose the lid off of them. That's not what's happening. It's
Thank you. So there it is. There it is. There it is. What the fake doctor contends is that, well, if he said that during Tourette's, then it must be in his heart. You can be accidentally racist. Fuck out of here.
Those aren't your words. Those aren't your thoughts. Those aren't what's behind it. You're not secretly wanting to curse someone and they took the lid off of the pot so the curse spews out. It's that the thoughts have nothing to do.
Yeah, did he really want to say fuck Queen Victoria or whatever the fuck her name is?
With what actually is behind it. And the idea that people would say that shows that they're misinformed. And the fact that that gets propagated is what causes the stigma that he's doing this movie about in the first place. He has no control, A, and he's not thinking those things. They're socially inappropriate terms and expressions and curses that are not what his thoughts are thinking. It's what his brain is spewing out.
Yeah, that's absolutely crucial to this debate because these people like Jamie Foxx seem to have got it into their heads that he must be a closet racist. Otherwise, he would never say these things.
Right.
It's such a stupid failure to understand what the condition is, and it comes from people in Hollywood who never stop preaching about the need to,
Andrew says, "Wow, I am happy I'm not suffering this, bro." Yep. Dude, my mom used to tell us all the time. Like when we were younger, my mom used to just look at us. I'll be like, "I'm just so blessed that I have 5 healthy children." And we all looked at each other like, well, of course we're healthy. I understand now.
Constantly preach identity politics. They're constantly telling us we've got to be more empathetic, more compassionate. They virtue signal about everything, left, right, and center. But here you have somebody who is the subject.
Dr. B84 says that disorder is one of the most stigmatized conditions. Man, I didn't know it. I did not know that.
Big new movie specifically about a condition, which makes it crystal clear about what the issues are, and yet none of them appear to have watched it, none of them appear to care, and they're quite happy to go public and spray gun this guy in a really dark moment for him where he knows how big a deal this was. He'll have been really, as we know.
Yeah, Phoenix Night Game says the reason why there's a phrase, women are to be seen and not heard, not because of oppression, it was for their impulsive nature. She says something in the heat of the moment that may get you killed. That's exactly right. Dorks81 says sometimes Tourette's doesn't mean yelling out. Sometimes they get locked, stuck, and stare in space and they can't get out. Wow, I did not know that. Jay Blaze says the guy with Tourette's was not at fault. It was the award show that was at fault. Absolutely.
From his statements, really suffering since about what's happened here, and rather than calm things down and show him empathy and compassion, Hollywood's lined up to kick him.
Yep.
Isn't it ironic that his very first film in 1989 with BBC was called John's Not Mad? That's the point.
Yes.
He's sounding mad, but he's not really mad. We all have those words in our vocabulary. His brain is choosing one that he doesn't intend to say or is not even thinking. We need to have compassion and empathy for this man. Because you know what? 4 times more likely for people to commit suicide with Tourette's. You should be ashamed on the panel for not knowing that. 50% of Tourette's adults are thinking of suicide.
What?
That's why they need our compassion, our empathy.
Is that true? Oh my God. Like, is that true? 50. I'm going to look that up.
And our understanding and not spewing pseudoscience.
Yeah, well, you referenced this John's Not Mad documentary. It was from 1988, so we're talking 38 years ago. So this guy's been in the public eye ever since. The cameras followed him around when he was young.
Damn, dude. Yo, hold up. I'm going to put this up. I'm going to put this up on the screen here quickly. Yo, that is crazy. Hang on a second. So it says here, let me blow this up for you guys. It says, research indicates that while not 50% of all individuals with Tourette's die by suicide, Jesus Christ, a substantial portion of experiences high rates in suicidality. Studies show that 48% of adults and 23% of children with Tourette's have considered suicide. 27 adults and 10% of children have attempted it. Oh my God! Oh my God! Yo, dude, I'm gonna tell you what. Listen, if the goal of that dude was to spread awareness, I'm aware. I am aware. I did not know any of that.
Take a look
Holy
at a little
God!
clip from that BBC documentary.
Nothing like that. But if you didn't know about John, what would you think as he passed you in the street?
Oh boy.
That's the place Dad done up mine. Houses and bookstores.
That's right, yeah. Of course, we've got it all fitted out now. Yeah, all pigs. Dolly, hang on.
Oh my God.
It feels like, I think, it's hard to explain. It's when I feel I'm going to say it, I try and stop myself, but it just feels as if I have to say it. It's like somebody's forcing it out of me.
So, Brianna Joy Gray,
wow.
on this.
Can you imagine saying shit that you don't mean and don't intend to set. Oh my God, Duke's up by 14. Oh, this is bad.
What is your view now that we know all the facts about this?
She's about to double down. She's going to double down.
What is your view of it?
Uh-oh.
Well, for one, I think the reason that this movie came out and why it's important is because a lot of people don't know exactly what Tourette's is all about and why people are making the exclamations that they're actually making. So I appreciate the gracious apology of the guest that got the facts wrong, and I expect that a lot of the other folks in Hollywood who might have rushed to the judgment that this man had some control over the epithets that he used was wrong. But in some respects, I think the bigger story and the focus here shouldn't be about random people who don't really know very much about Tourette's, which again is why this movie is valuable in the first place, to help people to understand the ailment better, the disability better. But the response of BAFTA and how they selectively chose which kinds of remarks were appropriate to edit out of delayed broadcast and which were appropriate to include. The fellow panelist here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, she's got a point, right? She's got a point. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want somebody, like, you don't want the N-word to be, blasted out on TV, like,
Nerdrotic mentioned earlier that why aren't we talking about the other exclamations? Why aren't we talking about the homophobic exclamations, etc.?
Because he didn't, right. The reason why we're not talking about those exclamations, okay, is because niggas are the ones who get offended by this shit. Niggas, like, I swear to God, the so-called black community, they are looking for any reason to wild out, man. And the N-word is their number one trigger.
I think that's a good question. And part of the answer to that is because those were edited out. BAFTA decided that those were offensive to people, that the viewing audience should not be privy to those. And moreover, edited out not just exhortations from the audience, but the...
Alaskan Case says, I knew a dude with Tourette's that had a tick where he would punch himself in the balls. Are you serious? Oh my God.
Intentional reference to freeing Palestine in a speech by someone who was being rewarded for their work and honored and respected that night, because that was too sensitive, ostensibly.
Oh yeah, notice you see who's noticeably quieter and less demonstrative?
Presume to certain viewers, not because they're in a protected class or have an identity, but because they support Zionism as an ideology. So BAFTA is an organization with a great deal of power here, as opposed to Jamie Foxx or random people who I agree.
Species 666 on the Robosite says, Deuce Bigelow, the girl with Tourette's, said she hadn't been out for a long time. Would you really want to go out in public if you could yell racist or hateful things at any time? Oh, hell no.
Obviously don't know very much about Tourette's, or they wouldn't have said what they said. But why is it that the same care that was given to the LGBT community or any others that might have been offended that night was not extended to Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo?
Well, that's because it's only niggas that get offended.
And specifically, to go to Dr. Shola's point, at what point are we going to take any time in this conversation to ask what BAFTA owed to the presenters, including the two black presenters, to protect them and to honor their dignity as they stood there at the podium that night and tried to do their jobs?
So Big Oli says the guy looking like Wesley Snipes from Judge Dredd. He does look like that nigga, doesn't he?
That's an interesting point. I know Michael B. Jordan a bit, and he's a really good guy. I think he's a great actor. I've got a lot of admiration for him, and I think the way they conducted themselves in the moment was exemplary. They didn't get thrown off by it. They didn't say anything about it. They just let it ride. My question would be for BAFTA, did all the presenters and hosts that night on stage, were they told that John Davison would be in the audience and may say stuff which would be very inflammatory, very abusive, very offensive, because he couldn't help himself? It's baffling to me if that conversation didn't take place. And then if they were told, then there's no reason why any of them should have been offended. The point you make about the BBC is entirely correct. It is inexplicable to me, the BBC...
Oh yeah, you're right. BS Profile says Demolition Man, not Judge Dredd. Yes, there you go. That's exactly right. It was Demolition Man. Right.
Allowed that to be broadcast. I watched...
I'll take the L on that one. Oops.
The broadcast, knowing it was 2 hours after it had happened, and for that to still be in there when they clearly had the ability to remove things, because they removed the stuff that you referenced earlier, is just inexplicable. And frankly, heads should roll at the BBC, who've been having a terrible run as it is. The heads should roll about that decision making because it was crass and stupid. But when it comes to apologies, I do not understand, and let me bring Javier de Russo in here. I don't understand why John Davison has been bullied into making apologies, when it seems to me the people that should be making apologies, Dr. Shola, who has, to her credit, made an apology, a fulsome one now, but Jamie Foxx hasn't yet, and he's a massive movie star. Again, someone I rate as an actor, rate as a person. I was appalled by what he said, and to date, no pressure on him to apologise. I think he owes it to John Davison to say, I'm sorry, I didn't know what Tourette's syndrome is. I now understand that it doesn't mean you have racist intent if you blurt out racist epithets and insults and slurs. And he should apologize.
Dude, half the niggas getting triggered about this probably didn't even know he had Tourette's.
In other words, the bullying that's going on against John Davison should be transferred to those who simply didn't understand his condition.
You know, I feel like BBC really should be taking a lot of this responsibility for the fact that they did not edit this out. And like you guys said, they had 2 hours to address that.
Wow! Did not expect that voice to come out of this guy.
And I gotta say, watching progressives debate whether they're going to defend ableism or racism has been one of the highlights of my year. And when it comes to John Davison, I don't think he's racist. And obviously, knowing and understanding Tourette's syndrome, it is unfortunate that he has to deal with this condition and that this is something that is regular for him. I respect the fact that he is out there raising awareness for Tourette's syndrome, but he also needs to have some self-awareness. If your impulses are to the point that you cannot stop yourself from screaming the hard R N-word out on live television, then you might not be meant for the room, sis, because not everybody needs to be uncomfortable.
Why did he call him sis? Is this guy fruity? Right? So this guy's argument is, okay, if you knew you have these proclivities because of your disability, why were you there? Well, because he was there to receive an award. He was there to receive an award for a movie he made. What's he gonna do? Not show up because he has Tourette's? Well, the winner of this movie is whatever the movie was called. It was made by a guy with Tourette's, and unfortunately he can't be here because, well, he has Tourette's. Dung is Fun with the $2 super chat says the audience was pre-warned about his condition. Oh, okay, well, there you go.
And have to sit there and be subject to these outbursts, these racist outbursts, or racist sounding outbursts, I should say.
Juan Martinez says Dookie Chaser. Honestly, this guy, this guy strikes me as more of a receiver. If you get my meaning, this. I don't know that this guy is a giver. I think he's a taker.
Just because we are trying to support that he is putting this documentary out. So I think it's a stretch to sit here and condemn John Davison, but I do think that John Davison should not have been in the room in the first place if we were going to.
If he was, no. See, there we go. Now, see, he's trying to straddle the fence. John Davison should have absolutely been in the room. He got an award for a movie he made.
Segregate situations, and if BBC was not going to do any kind of
segregate, but you're saying they should segregate. Honestly,
is his name Javier or Javier?
Screaming racist outbursts in the room.
Okay.
You're literally saying remove the disabled guy about whom the movie was made.
Thank you.
Because people cannot get their heads around what Tourette's syndrome is.
Yeah, there it is. Elastic Gay says, so this dude thinks people with disabilities shouldn't intrude on able-bodied people. Yeah, right.
It's ridiculous.
Bad Sneaker says, if you think about it, they probably get ridiculed on the regular, unfairly punished, have a rough go with the opposite sex, employment issues, and in this case, an attack from a fake doctor.
Possible to simply see.
Well, I don't think that everybody in the room should have to sit there and listen to that.
Okay, buddy, this is why it's called a disability. And if they don't want to sit in the room and listen to it, then they don't have to be there. If they warned them, about this dude's condition, like Dung is Fun said, at that point, they can just be like, okay, well, I don't want to be in the room when he says the N-word, so let me remove myself from the room. You're not going to remove him from the room. The guy was getting the award.
I think safeguards should have been
Actually, you know what? Actually, people, please don't all talk. I'm talking to Javier at the moment. Javier, surely the whole point is they should. To understand the hell of Tourette's syndrome, actually, sometimes you have...
And this is the thing. This is why I imagine people with Tourette's are largely suicidal. Because they can't go anywhere, right? This guy is sitting here saying, well, you shouldn't be in the wrong room. Maybe you're in the wrong room, sis. That's not fair. What's he supposed to do, stay home? No, the guy made a movie. The guy made a movie about his condition. He was there. He's not going to stay home to receive an award because of his disability. That's not fair.
To listen to uncomfortable things, right? When I watch the movie, it's very uncomfortable in parts. He says very uncomfortable, very offensive things repeatedly, right? But then you begin to realize quite quickly he has no control over any of this, and nothing to do with it indicates his real state of mind. And to judge him accordingly and to say, right, yeah, we've got...
Ah, damn, we don't have any more... Wait, Devin, if you're watching, did we finish Drive to Survive?
This movie, and we're going to give an actor an award for playing you, but you're not allowed in the room because some oversensitive actors might be upset by stuff even when they're told you have no control over it and it's not your real thinking. My message to those actors is, grow the fuck up.
Whoa! Piers Morgan! Coming with the heat! Coming with the heat. Love it.
Now you're just being
Given or
downright
taken.
disrespectful. Now you're just being outrightly disrespectful. I think Xavier was explaining what he was thinking. I don't agree that John Davidson shouldn't be in the room. I think that there should have been appropriate, safeguards put in place, including bleeping out the words when it comes out. But for you to say that black actors should grow the F up.
Yeah, Jay Blaze says, remember Deuce Bigelow where he took the woman with Tourette's to a baseball game? Yeah, we actually talked about that earlier.
For you to use those dismissive words, that's exactly why I came out so angry when I saw all the comments to address the bombastic caucasity of people like you.
We got it. Bombastic caucasity. Like, those are the only, dude, bombastic and caucasity, those are the only 3-syllable words she knows because she's used them about a half a dozen times.
That would say it is okay for black people to just deal with it because he has Tourette syndrome, which only explains how it happens. It doesn't justify why it happens.
Crazy.
And racism does not require intent to be racist. So while I accept that my ignorance in that moment harmed the community.
Yeah, Nasdaq Scalper says, telling people to grow up is disrespectful. No, disagreeing with her is.
Both, black, brown, and white who have Tourette's. And that is not my intention. And my intention is irrelevant because the impact is real. So I take responsibility for
the impact. What are we talking about? What impact did it have on niggas? What impact did it have on niggas? It didn't have any impact. The guy said, nigger. Did it hurt somebody? Did it give, what are we doing? James Hancock with the $5 super chat says, you have the right to leave the room. Staying and dealing with it is demonstrating tolerance. Expecting him to put your feelings first is entitlement. Very good comment there. Very good comment. Wow, I'm gonna like that one. Oh, I can like comments? Hey! Oh, I can't like super chats. That's... Oh, shit. Uh-oh. I have no idea what I'm doing now. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Hang on. Oh, boy. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Dung is Fun with the $5 super chat says, what about the actors in The Hateful Eight and Django Unchanged? What about that? There you go. You want to know who else used the hard R in a movie? Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin used the hard R word in The Longest Yard. Nobody accused him of being racist.
But on top of that, Pierce, on top of that, you just said that when he said F to the queen, that she waved it off, she was gracious. But what you don't say is that he said sorry. And that sorry closes a cycle. And
so because he didn't immediately apologize for having said the N-word, that's what made it wrong? Now you're reaching.
The sorry, just goes that bit long way, it helps with the education. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't understand how everybody's saying, go watch the movie, which I actually encourage everybody to go. I intend to. And you want to educate everyone about the movie. Then you're saying, when you experience...
EP says, so you can only say it if you're a famous white, apparently.
Any impact from anyone with Tourette's, don't expect that, you would not expect even, sorry. You're acting as though it is too much for black people.
There's a moment in the movie. All right, let me educate you. Let me educate you about the movie. Let me educate you about the movie, which you haven't watched, and I wish you had watched it before you rushed.
God, yo, this woman is getting absolutely good.
And kept calling him a racist in the movie.
yo, Piers fucking Morgan.
One of the most powerful moments comes when he's with his adoptive family, and the mother, who is a qualified therapist, says to him when he apologizes for being abusive at a small family event, she says, one thing you need to be absolutely clear: you never have to apologize again for when you say these things, because she knew he didn't mean it and he didn't intend to offend, and therefore an apology is pointless because he's apologizing for something he doesn't mean to do, he can't stop himself from doing. And that's the whole point actually of the movie, which you failed to understand. And the point I was making about grow the fuck up, that's not directed at anybody who rushed to judgment.
It's not being directed at anybody.
Wait a minute. Let me finish my point. Anybody who knew about Tourette syndrome, who then professes to be hurt or offended or upset by anything that a Tourette syndrome sufferer says, they need to grow the fuck up. I've seen statements from Michael B. Jordan or the other actor on stage where they express fury about what happened, right? So I'm not directing it at them. I'm saying anybody.
Something tells me Michael B. Jordan is probably going to come out and say, my bad. And I think Jamie Foxx will too.
Who is aware of Tourette syndrome, aware of the reality, as Dr. Siegel pointed out earlier, about the fact there's no brain tank here of thought processes which spill out because finally you get to go the real thing. It's not that. They have no control. So to me, Nadrotic, I don't understand why anyone's forcing him to apologize. They should watch the bloody movie and understand the whole point is he was told, stop apologizing for this. You can't help it. And that's what you do, by the way. That's what you do with people who are disabled. But before we let you go, Dr. Mark, you know, it's depressing to me that in a world like the acting community and the Hollywood community, and we touched on this a little earlier.
PLG in the chat says on the Rumble or the Facebook or on the YouTube side, pardon me, says what this woman is doing is looking for any excuse at all to justify her actions and her victim mindset of the black community. Piers gave her a solution. She complicated it. Shocker. Exactly.
People that literally preach to us all day long.
Hydro says all of this shit is an education problem. No, it's a nigga problem.
About the need to be more empathetic and compassionate. When it came to this guy, just failed so singularly to show him that. And it was through ignorance.
I think that's a really profound point. I agree with several points that were made recently, by the way. I think BBC needs to be held to task. They told Davidson they were going to edit out this.
Yeah, and you want to know something? I agree. I think that heads need to roll at BBC. I agree with Piers and I agree with the other guy. I agree with Piers and I agree with the real doctor down there at the bottom. And if I'm not mistaken, I think someone in the chat may have alluded to it a little bit earlier. John Davison might have a lawsuit against the BBC, man.
You know, in advance.
I'm not a lawyer, but
the point that was made that the audience should have been, and the actors should have been informed in advance about it. But let me tell you what it's like inside an emergency room. People are screaming in pain. Can you imagine somebody coming up to them, Piers, and saying, "No pain screaming allowed here"? I mean, this is a manifestation of the man's disease, and the movie is a
wow. Very good analogy. Very good analogy. That's like getting your leg sliced, being in the emergency room and screaming because you're in pain, but people looking at him funny. Oh, what the fuck? Like, dude, I got a hole in my leg. It hurts.
About that. And as you said, you know, actors pride themselves on trying to get into what real life is. Well, this is real life. And I work in real life as a physician. And physicians would be very sensitive to the idea that these were his symptoms coming out. And to your point, Jamie Foxx should say, I didn't know that. Now that I know that, I take it all back.
Yep.
That would be
I think he will. I think him and Michael B. Jordan definitely will.
100%.
Breath of fresh air here.
Sean Morris with the $5 super chat says they need to watch some Norman Lear sitcoms. There's an episode of The Jeffersons where White Tom said the hard R. No one lost their minds. There you go.
Can I just you are
wait. I will come back to you.
She says, can I just, and then she started talking.
Back to you. Dr. Mark, thank you very much indeed for joining me. You've had a very busy day and I really appreciate it. Always great to have you on Uncensored with your expert views. So thank you very much. Let me ask Nadrotic this, because Nadrotic has been involved you've been involved in a social media war with one of YouTube's biggest movie reviewers, Grace Randolph. We've got a clip here. Let's take a look at this.
Sure.
Not everybody, but there are certainly a lot of people online who are defending Mr. Davidson's right to say this word because they want to say it. And that's really the problem.
Who cares if they want to say it? If they want to say the N-word, let them say the N-word. Who cares? Who cares?
Really take a hard look at anyone who's defending Mr. Davidson and ask why. I'm sure some of them are genuine, but some of them are not. And that is the issue.
Nadrotic.
This is one of the... oh, wait a minute. Sorry.
I mean, your response to Grace Randolph, who just sounded so dumb in that clip. Just dumb. Ignorant, ill-informed, dumb. And then decided to single you out.
I got to take the L on that one. Yeah, I thought his last name was Davison. It is Davidson.
Oh, yeah, she did. And my response is probably going to offend a lot of people here. My response was, you are fucking retarded. Because that's what she is. She didn't understand. She shared out my video, and my video was basically calling her out for misunderstanding this, not watching the movie like I did, and making it 1,000 times worse for John Davidson. And then she responds in future live streams by blaming John Davidson for the heat that she's getting that she brought on herself. Not new for Grace Randolph, but the whole point about this is, you know, it's not a word I say, but it's a word that has a lot of power because people give it power.
Thank you!
And we're only talking about this one word, and we're not talking about the others. And we can certainly talk about the BBC and BAFTA screwing this up, and they totally should have edited it out.
Absolutely, I agree
there. But cat's out of the bag now, and what we're seeing is a basic intelligence test that a lot of people are failing because this movie was about acceptance. This movie was about there is no intent behind the word. And that's what gives the word power outside of people, other people giving the word power.
Thank you. Niggas give the N-word power. And they don't even, like, they give the N-word power because they want an excuse to act like monkeys.
Long for a day where it has no power, where people can laugh it off and we can get past all this crap, but we are so far away from that because we have people who will just clutch their pearls when they hear a word, it's just a word. And again, it's not one I say or ever will, but it's still, the intent behind it was this man has a disease. He doesn't mean it. He's going to say everything offensive. The woman who was taking care of him in the movie was dying of cancer, and he kept on saying, "You're gonna die of cancer." He said, "Fuck the Queen." He was having his car searched, and he said, "I have a bomb." He's been arrested. He's been beaten. He's had this brutal life, and he came out on top. And the whole point was, we want to have people with Tourette's syndrome and the I can't pronounce the word, but the one that's 10% that where you have these tics, so they can live somewhat of a normal life. And he's done that. He's made the best of it. He's a hero, for Christ's sake. And we're just tearing this guy down.
Yeah, he's a hero, and yet in his moment of what should have been glory, where the actor who plays him got the top award at the best premiere event in the British theatrical movie world, the guy got completely humiliated and deliberately by various people who were just ignorant about his condition. He said this.
It wasn't deliberate if they were ignorant, right, Piers?
One second, Brianna. I'll come to. Well, let me come to you for your response to this. He said this: when socially unacceptable words come out, the guilt and shame on the part of the person with the condition is often unbearable and causes enormous distress. I can't begin to explain how upset and distraught I've been.
Mondo Gecko with the 50 Canadian dollar super chat says, I remember in 2020, the University of Southern California, a professor, used the Mandarin word niege, which means that, in class during a lesson. Some students misheard it as an English slur, resulting in a temporary suspension. There you go. There you go. There you go. There it is. Phoenix Light Game says, this is the perfect example of when we say this is why we cannot have nice things. Absolutely.
As the impact from Sunday sinks in. And that is heartbreaking to me, that he has been made to say that and then gets bullied into then having to say sorry for a condition he has no control over. Where is the compassion and empathy from the compassion and empathy demanders?
Thank you. Thank you. And Ghost Artist on the Rumble side says, so much for the tolerance of the woke. Exactly. They want to be tolerant of everyone except for the ones they don't want to be tolerant of.
Brianna, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, well, I think there's been a lot of characterization of people's apologies as being forced. It feels to me like Dr. Shola voluntarily gave a very gracious apology. Yeah, I am not following what's been going on with you, but from what I've seen today, it seems like you got necessary pushback about the nature of the disease. You responded now that you were no longer ignorant of what Tourette's is all about, and it seemed very sincere, and I really appreciate what you've said today. Similarly, I think it's reasonable that a person with Tourette's who knows that they've offended people and who feels the shame that you just described, Piers.
No, absolutely fucking wrong. Absolutely wrong. Absolutely fucking wrong. See, now there she goes. Dude, I actually thought that there were going to be 3 based black people on the panel. I thought that there were going to be 3 based black people on the panel, but every single one of these niggas on the panel is either shaming him for having Tourette's, calling him a racist, or saying, yeah, he should have apologized because he should have known. No. The fake doctor bitch, she had no idea about Tourette's. But John Davidson, of course he knows saying the N-word is offensive. And he still couldn't help it. I'm telling you, there is no need for someone to make an apology for something he has no control over. Sorry.
I want to apologize and make that known. haven't seen any evidence that he was forced or that his apology wasn't.
Evidence that he was forced? Bitch, are you serious? Look around you. Look at the tweets. Look, you got a Hollywood stars demanding an apology.
Also sincere, and that we shouldn't.
So you would like everybody, just to be clear, Brianna, you would like John Davison to go around. Sorry, Shudder, your name is not Brianna. Brianna, you would like John Davison to go around and make 50 to 100 public apologies every single day of his life, would you? To everyone he offends with his
takes. But if I look,
no, not necessarily. That means no.
This is not a
so who do you exclude? Okay, so just to be clear, Brianna.
No, this is not a one-to-one analysis. This man has a disability. And people with disabilities shouldn't be made to apologize to anyone. Dude, people with disabilities got a fucking raw deal. And this bitch is going to say, well, you should apologize. Fuck you.
Brianna, you said no. So just to be clear, who should he not be apologizing to?
Thank you.
If I went to a wedding with a crying baby or had a horrible cold and interrupted the ceremony, even though it was not my intention, I would make an apology.
Well, sweet, yes, but here's the thing. You could have gotten up and left. He was there to receive a reward. She is comparing a crying baby to a man with a disability.
Apology, not because I did anything wrong purposefully, but because I know I negatively impacted somebody's special day. And that comes from me because I want to show grace to the people.
Yeah, you want to know something? His special day was negatively impacted. Where's his apology?
People that I care about. And if Davidson similarly wants to make amends to people that he thinks...
Amends. There you go. Amends. There you go. When she says make amends, this implies that he did something wrong, and he did nothing wrong.
He wants, because of the grace in his own heart, to make amends to.
No, he doesn't want because of the grace in his own heart. See, now here's the thing. Now here's what she's trying to do. She's trying to say, well, she's trying to pretend that she didn't see the public pressure. What she's trying to do is she's saying John Davidson made the apology not because of public pressure, but because deep down he knew that he was wrong. No, that's not what happened. John Davidson was bullied into making an apology. He didn't make an apology. Pardon me. He didn't make an apology because he sat and thought to himself, I may have offended a bunch of people. No. John Davidson has offended people his entire life. His entire life. Now you want him to apologize to black people? Nope. Fuck y'all, man.
I think that's a beautiful thing that we should honor in the same way that we should honor.
Do you know what I love? I just think that's such a... I'm sorry. That is such a... Sorry, Brianna. That is such a crock of crap.
Thank you. That is fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. This pretty little black girl who's well-spoken, fucking bullshit.
The idea that you're still continuing to go after this guy. Right? You want more pounds of flesh from this guy.
You're going after him because you are implying that he did something wrong and he's disabled.
It was lovely for him to choose to apologize.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I'm giving him a compliment.
What about people apologize? What about Jamie? But Brianna, do you think? Hang on, Javier. Brianna, do you think Jamie Foxx should apologize?
I think that he was clearly wrong about Tourette's and the intent behind Tourette's. And if I were him, I would. I'd say sorry, just like Dr. Shola did.
No. That wasn't a question. He asked you, do you think Jamie Foxx should apologize? Not what would you do if you were Jamie Foxx? Dana Gonzalez says, my son is autistic and I would never make him apologize for not speaking to someone. I would also not make him apologize for not saying hi when they walk in the door. Never gonna happen. There you go. He asked her a question. Do you think Jamie Foxx should apologize? If I were him, I would apologize. That didn't. No, that's not the question.
Sorry, I didn't realize that the nature of the disease is that it makes you want to say exactly what you shouldn't say, and that it wasn't some exaltation of like deeply repressed racism. I would, but I also think it's really interesting that there's this focus on cherry-picked celebrities who didn't know anything about Tourette's, or didn't know enough about Tourette's and said the wrong thing, and not on the institution of BAFTA and the BBC who chose to.
Oh, so now see. So this woman is going to sit here and say, okay, it wasn't, John Davidson's fault. They're looking for someone to point the finger at. Now they want to point the finger at someone has to pay. So listen, in the black community, if someone says the N-word, if someone says the hard R word, somebody must be held to account. It is a fucking word. Get the fuck over it.
Broadcast the N-word and not broadcast Free Palestine. That says a lot more about the power in our society and who should keep getting
pushed. Well, on that, I think we all agree. On that, I think we all agree.
Can I ask you a question?
No, shut up.
Can I ask you a question, please?
Oh, God, can I ask you a question? Here we go. I can tell you this bitch is about to ask a question then to make a big statement.
Do you know what caucasity is?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
So caucasity...
Yeah, I've got it.
He knows what it is, okay? He says he knows what it is. If you wanted to explain what caucasity was, you should have just said, hey, I'm going to tell you what caucasity is. But she says, do you know what caucasity means? He said, yes, I do. And then she proceeds to explain it.
No, I can explain to viewers.
No, don't worry. I will help you out. I will help you out.
No.
I know what it is.
No. See that? No. I'm going to explain. No.
It's okay. You don't need to read it. I can tell you. Caucasity is a reference to the bold, shameless, entitled arrogance of white people displaying white privilege and racism to black and brown people. And you know what, Piers? You've just been entirely caucastic to three black people on this stage. You've had the caucasity to not only...
Oh, wow, here we go. I've been caucastic, have I?
You might learn something. You've also had the caucasity to say what we are saying is a crock of this, say that we have no right to expect an apology. None of you.
Well, no, you have, and I've got a right to say it's bullshit.
You people did not say that to Kanye West when he was being anti-Semitic.
Yes, he did. Piers Morgan absolutely did that to Kanye West.
Jewish people. None of you held him to the different standard that you're.
Actually, I did.
Thank you. See, she doesn't fucking know. She know what the fuck she's talking about. She has no idea what the fuck she's talking about. Dude, Piers Morgan was one of the first guys to call out Kanye.
Let me finish.
I literally did.
No, you did not.
Well, why are you lying? Why are you lying?
My point is,
I literally did that to Kanye West.
You are absolutely being disrespectful to the 3 black people here.
Yeah.
You're being dismissive and you're being disrespectful to what we explained to you. You're saying you shouldn't expect any apology. Why? Because you wish to center.
Let me just explain to you. Let me just remind people. Okay, I've had my lecture.
We understand his story. We do.
Fine.
That's why I apologize.
You had no idea. The truth is, okay, stop talking. The truth is, you had no idea about his story, and you cared even less
And that's
to
why I
remind
made
people.
an apology.
To remind people, you mentioned caucasity. Let's remind viewers what you said when you used that word. I'll play the video post you posted again, which is what triggered this. Let's watch this again.
That's what
Let's
I
watch
said.
it again.
Shut the fuck up.
Let's watch it
Some
again.
of you are getting on my last God-given nerves. The fact that I have to come up here to break down for you the ABCs 1, 2, 3 do-re-mis of racism, because some of you have the bombastic audacity to want to litigate the racial intent of a white man and absolve him of racism because of his disability. Now, I'm going to make time for you today. Let me say this in plain English because I'm not speaking Latin or Swahili.
Oh, you don't say.
John Davidson is a racist white man with Tourette syndrome. And let me break this down for you. Tourette syndrome is a disability. Disability is not racism, and it does not make you racist. The Tourette syndrome simply brings out what is already in the heart, mind, and soul of the person speaking. Because as a man thinketh, so is he.
Well, yep,
And I apologize.
Yeah, much as no, don't start talking, Dr. Shola. Much as I will take lectures from you, I'd rather shoot myself, frankly, because what you did to John Davidson, as I said at the start, was one of the most disgusting attacks.
See, here we go. See, she doesn't like dude, this big face bitch knows she's cooked. She knows she is fucking cooked, and all she wants to do is talk through this stuff.
The most disabled person I have ever seen. You branded the poor man a racist.
See, there it is.
Because you're a race-baiting clown. Anyway, we weren't going to... Okay, whatever.
No, can I ask a question? Here comes that disingenuousness.
I'm not listening to you. You've exposed yourself for what you are. You're a vile, race-baiting clown.
It doesn't change
You hear me?
the fact that the statement is racist. It doesn't change the fact that black people are impacted by the N-word being said.
No, we're not. Dude, I'm not impacted by the N-word. I'm not impacted by the N-word. What the fuck is she talking about? I'm not impacted. I'm not hurt. At least I don't think so. I've still got all my limbs. I'm still have all 5 senses.
By white person, we're being impacted.
Yeah, and you know what? Tourette's people are impacted when you call them racist. Tourette's people are impacted, but you want to move that on to call everybody else a racist because that's always what you do. And honestly, it is disgusting. It's disgusting. I want to go to Javier before we finish. Okay, can we mute her, please? Just mute her. Thanks. Javier, I want to talk to you.
Yep, there it is. There it is. What did she do? What did she do? What did she do? When she got muted, what did she do? She got pissed off. So what did she do? She smiled.
Okay, can we mute her, please? Just mute her. Thanks. Javier.
Yep, there it is. Yee! Yeah, stay mad, bitch.
I want to talk to you just very briefly about the Gavin Newsom thing, because it seemed to me that whichever way you look at it, what Newsom said, and let's take another look at what he said, was just so belittling and patronizing to his predominantly black audience. Let's take a listen again.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy.
Oh, I did not catch that. I did not catch that at all. Oh, I did not catch that the first time. Let's go back. Oh my God. He says, I am just like you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. What?
I'm no better than you.
What?
You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy.
Oh!
The fuck you did.
Oh! Dude, guys, this is what liberals really think of you people. Guys, I'm here to tell you, white liberals are some of the racist people in America. They're some of the most racist people in the world. I'm just like you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Imama says, I am a dumb person, just like the rest of you. Ay. James Hancock with the $5 super chat says, all of these made up words, sorry about that. Says, all these made up words because they want to be above reproach. This is the issue when entitled brats speak with ignorance. They hate being wrong. Wow, very good comment there.
And, you know, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, you know, trying to act all there if you got 940.
And listen, half of that crowd is laughing because, well, Gavin was telling the truth.
But literally a 960 SAT guy, I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech.
Oh my God, I'm like you. I got a 960 SAT score. I can't even read a speech. Oh my God, wow.
Speech.
Wow.
Now, Javier, what did you make of that?
Hey.
So much to unpack there. This is yet another example of Democrats completely just degrading and dehumanizing and belittling black people in order to try to relate to us. But before we even unpack the racial side of it, I just want to acknowledge the fact that Gavin Newsom is bragging about the fact that he can't read. But last year, in 2025, he signed 794 bills into effect in California, which totaled to almost 10,000 pages. So that means that he is not reading through the terrible legislation that he's putting into our state, and that's probably why our entire state is in shambles. So then you go to the racial element of this. He's talking to a group of mostly black people talking about how they cannot read. It's like, okay, well, let's look at the literacy rates over in California at these schools. Almost 70% of black students in California are aggressively below literacy standards, and that's largely because of these horrible Democrat policies.
Oh my God. Wait, hold on. What did this dude just say?
Yeah, are aggressively below literacy standards.
Wait, hold on. I need
you go to the racial element of this. He's talking to a group of mostly black people talking about how they cannot read. It's like, okay, well then let's look at the literacy rates over in California at these schools. Almost 70% of black students in California are aggressively below literacy standards.
Oh my God. 70%? Yo, that is crazy. That is absolute 70%?
And that's largely because of these horrible Democrat policies and our education system. So instead of bragging about the fact that he can't read and trying to brag about the fact that he believes that black people can't read, he should be taking accountability for how failed our system is here.
Oh, Dana Gonzalez, she corrects the record. She says she means your mental is taking a toll, Donovan. You're mentally impacted. My mistake, Dana. Thank you for clearing that up for me.
Black people, I don't understand how any black person is continuing to vote Democrat when this is how they try to relate to us. Kamala Harris had an alcoholic come twerk in order to try to win our votes over. You have
because they think, well, you want to know why Kamala Harris did that? Is because she knows her fucking audience. She knows that these niggas, these chimps, these baboons, oh, there's Cardi B, Cardi B, let's vote for her. That's the reason why Kamala Harris did that. This is what they think of black people. Well, hell, all we got to do is just get some BBL bitch, some BBL alcoholic with 3 baby daddies to twerk, and we'll get their votes. That's what they think.
Of Hillary Clinton pulling hot dogs out of bags. It's like they're constantly playing into stereotypes and playing into the lowest common denominator, and for some reason, black people have not woken up to that yet.
Brianna, I noticed that you posted he really is Biden 2.0, and I've seen quite a few on the left equally angry about what Newsom said. So what was your feeling when you saw that clip?
Yeah, I mean, it's very reminiscent of Biden and his gaffe-prone time in front of the public sphere. But I think the point is a couple of things are important to establish here. One, it's not in fact true that he was speaking to a predominantly black audience. If you look at pictures of the crowd,
it doesn't matter who he was speaking to. The man on the stage was black, and he said, "I'm like you." And he pointed to the black man. It doesn't matter what the audience color was.
That is a little bit of spin. Look, there's no love lost between me and Gavin Newsom. I'm politically independent. I think Gavin Newsom is...
Yeah, a black woman who is politically independent is 100% a liberal, guys. Don't get it twisted. I'm sorry, you're a black woman and you're independent? No, you're a lefty.
A corporatist who is very attached to the big billionaire families in California that rig our economic system for elites at the expense of everybody else. I think he's a Zionist, and if he is a presidential candidate, will be a warmonger like the rest. That being said,
Gavin Newsom will not, he's not even going to get out of the primaries, man. There's no way that man is going to become president.
What has been represented as what happened here is not in fact what happened here. I do think, however...
Your Barry Lee says it was Meg, not Cardi. Who fucking cares? Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? Oh, it's Megan Thee Stallion, not Cardi. What's the difference? What's the fucking difference? They're both fucking hoes.
Even though Gavin Newsom wasn't trying to say, I can't read because black people can't read, I don't think that's what happened. I do think
that's literally what he said. He said, I'm like you, I can't read. Those are the words that came out of his mouth.
he deserves criticism, and this is why. He fundamentally was doing what Democrats do, which is pander to identity politics. In this case, the idea that he is a working class, regular person who's...
No, that's not what he was trying to do. He was trying to say, I'm a dumb nigga just like y'all. That's what he was saying.
Not an elite who went to fancy schools. He got a regular average SAT scores. Hey guys, I'm just like you. But
but that's not what, no, he ain't say all of that. He ain't say all of that. He said, I'm just like you. I got a 960 on my SAT score and I can't read speeches. That's what he said.
End of the day, that is a card game. He is connected to some of the biggest, wealthiest, most powerful families in California, the Gettys and the Pelosi's. It's why he's being set up to be a presidential candidate. This is a man who's saying, I'm just like you, as he's actively lobbying against a...
But you're an independent, right? See? You see how she tried to qualify herself? Well, I don't like Gavin Newsom. There's no love loss. And I am a... No, you're not a centrist and you are not politically independent. You worked for Bernie. Yeah. There you go. Level Up Man says, this chick worked for Bernie Sanders. Independent my ass. Fuck out of here.
A billionaire tax that would tax 5% of wealth of people in California that earn over $1 billion. There are only 200 of those people, yet he's making it his entire personality to obstruct that because one of those billionaires happens to be the godfather of one of his children, his eldest child. That's who Gavin Newsom is. And all of this pandering that he's doing is an effort to make that obscure to the public, and including by relating to folks or thinking that it's going to relate to folks to disclose the fact that he has dyslexia. And
yeah, he missed. He said, I'm like you. I got a 960 SAT and I can't read speeches.
Had a very low SAT score as a consequence.
Okay, now, Jolly, just finally, I mean, Polymarket have a presidential election winner 2028 thing running with a lot of money being put into it. That Newsom is 17% probability of being the next president of the United States. What do you make of that? I think you fled California to avoid him.
Oh my God, dude. If Gavin Newsom goes against JD Vance, it is over.
I did. I wish I could say it's surprising, but it's not because he should be the easiest candidate to defeat. He was my mayor.
Thank you.
He was my lieutenant governor.
There you go.
He was my governor.
Yep.
He survived a recall, and magically with mail-in ballots, he survived that recall. It was total coincidence. It was during COVID. He destroyed my wife's business along with hundreds of thousands of other businesses with his COVID policy while he was at the French Laundry. He spent $1 billion on a train that has gone to absolutely nowhere. Train robberies came back under his administration in Los Angeles. They were
train robberies? Holy shit!
Robbing trains. It was like the 1800s again. All you have to do is break out.
Holy shit!
Policy.
Train robberies.
Industrial complex that he helped create in San Francisco and exacerbated throughout the state. My home city of San Diego, one of the most beautiful cities in America, is now just South LA. And this is all under Gavin Newsom. He should be the easiest person to beat. But the saddest part is people are just going to vote for him because he's pretty, and we have a lot of low information voters out there, and because he's not the other side.
Yep, low information voters. There's Carlos Boozer. Wow, his wife is hot. Holy God, Jesus Christ! I did not. Damn, Carlos Boozer's got a game. Myra likes to call those single issue voters.
They're not going to think about, well, do you want the rest of the country to become California? Because that's exactly what will happen.
Yeah. All right, guys, I've got to leave it there. Thank you all.
All right, very good. Very good. Let me go back. Yeah, that was. I think a lot was definitely exposed there. What we're gonna do now, guys, is I'm gonna take a look at some of my reactions. We're gonna jump into the Carmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf thing, and I've had several debates. About Austin Metcalf, as well as Carmelo Anthony, MLK, etc., etc. So we're going to take a look at some of my most memorable debates. The first one was with a dude called Beans. It was with a dude called Beans. I absolutely cooked him in this debate. I still can't find the debate. I still cannot find the debate with what was his name? Gerald or Jerome? I still can't find it. I need to find it. All right, so let's take a look at this, and here we go. Moving. So what's on your mind, man?
Well, I wanted to jump in right where you were.
Yeah, Black Christian Lum says, is it Rumble time yet? No, I'm not breaking down police videos today, guys.
Bad on the Carmelo case, because the issue that I'm having with the case is that it seems like black conservatives are having this conversation. It's like they're trying to convict the kid in the court of opinions. And the problem that I'm having with is that I only hear them having that conversation from the angle of the kid who unfortunately perished and like his sibling and anybody else that's talking. Nobody is having a conversation from Carmelo's POV. And I'm trying to understand.
Nobody's trying to have the conversation from Carmelo's POV. We don't need the conversation because he told the cops what happened. It's in the police report.
And why that is.
I'm not Carmelo Anthony, so I don't know. My guess is that. Oh wait, hold on. That might have flown over my head. So you're telling us. So your contention is that nobody's talking about this from the point of view of Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, it's like. So what I'm hearing is people will say, you know, oh, he stabbed the kid. He did this. He did that. Other people said this. Other people said that. Other people said that. But they
I got you. Okay, that makes sense.
He said. What about what he said though?
Yeah, he told the cops what happened. I missed that one.
What? He was in the inside of the experience. What he says doesn't matter at all.
It does matter, and what he says is all over the police report. Oh, there we go. Never mind. I did get that. He told the cops, I did it. And then when he says, I've got the alleged stabber, he says, no, officer, and it's not alleged, I did it. He said he put his hands on me, and that's why I stabbed him. Then he told the story. And again, I want you guys to understand, a lot of niggas are saying, well, he got jumped by the two Metcalf brothers. He was in there surrounded by a bunch of white people. If that were true, he would have told the cops they put hands on me. But instead, he told the cops he put hands on me. He put hands on me is singular. He put hands on me means he's talking about one person, not two, not plural. I went into the tent. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't think we've heard his account of the story. That's actually a very good point that we haven't heard his, I guess, detailed account, like step by step.
Right.
But be that as it may, that doesn't mean that he's not guilty. Now, I do agree with you. On this point. It is we can't convict the kid in the court of public opinion. But guess what? We're not able to, okay? Because the court of public opinion, this case isn't tried in the court of public opinion. It's tried in the court of law. So yeah, we can convict him in the court of public opinion all we want to. What really matters is what happens in the courtroom.
No, absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, for me personally, right? When we have these conversations, and I'm speaking. That's why I'm literally speaking specifically about black conservatives, because that's what concerns me.
Okay,
right. We live in a day and time where we have way more black people who are aligning with conservatism, and it seems as if they choose to turn off their brains, right? They choose to turn off their ability to think for themselves and then just align with what they think the ideology or talking point should be coming from the political ideology that they subscribe to.
Well, hold on. This has nothing to do with any ideology, okay? Carmelo Anthony stabbed an unarmed student to death. My ideology, my conservative values has nothing. And I'll give you an example. Here, okay? I am staunchly against abortion, okay? And it has nothing to do with the fact that it's not political or religious for me. For me, the reason I believe abortion is wrong is because I think it is wrong to kill people before they are born, right? It doesn't have anything to do with my religion or lack thereof. It doesn't have anything, and I'm not an overly religious person. I am formulating my opinion based on what I know. It has nothing to do with my conservatism. It doesn't matter when one person, regardless of color, sex, whatever the case may be, when one person stabs another person unarmed, based on the facts that we know, yes, that is my opinion. My opinion is based on the facts. It's not based on my ideology. It's not based on my worldview. This is just a simple matter of the difference between right and wrong.
Well, let me give you this, right? Because I think actually, I'm very careful with using this word to describe people.
This was 100% cap, and I should have figured out what he was trying to do. He was trying to make me think. He was trying to be the orator of intelligence. Listen. Okay.
But I think you might actually be pretty smart.
Stop the cap.
And the reason why I said it is because you're the first person who I heard give the take that you gave on Shannon Sharpe, which is that he tried to
cheat the
have
game,
sex with a sex worker for free.
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
I might actually have to clip that and respond to it on my own show because
dude, clip it, man.
Nobody else is giving that take.
Yeah,
right?
Shannon Sharpe tried to. And listen, you're familiar with the term "don't cheat." You can't cheat the game, and you can't cheat the game applies to every part of life. You got You want to know how girls are out here trying to cheat the game? Trying to cheat the game with BBLs. That's why girls are dying with BBLs. Why? Because they're trying to cheat the game. If you want a nice ass, you got to get in the gym and work for it. Going down to Brazil and getting a BBL, that's cheating the game. Okay. Just like you said, Shannon Sharpe tried to have sex with a sex worker without paying. That's cheating the game. It don't go down that way. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's the first time I've heard that take like that. So that was a pretty good take. But the reason why I'm saying that, the reason why I'm complimenting you first is because I want to make sure that your mind is open to receive this.
Yep, there it is. I tried to butter you up to try to get me to agree.
The people, when a black person says, "Oh man, it was self-defense," and then people have this reaction to it. In my space, and that's why I want to take it away from you. In my space where I'm at, I'm in the Angry Man Anton Daniels space.
He said, I'm in the Angry Man Anton Daniels space. The reason why he said that is he wanted to indirectly imply that Anton Daniels agrees with him. He said, I'm in the Angry Man Anton Daniels space. In other words, he tried to imply that he is good friends with Angry Man and Anton Daniels and that they are all in lockstep with his opinion. So this guy right here just gave himself false authority. Okay.
And in our space, those people
in our space
will immediately be assigned liberal Democrat, right?
Okay.
But I wouldn't say that they were necessarily wrong if you did that, because if you start talking to them, it's probably more likely. But in the same way, with the people who are throw him away, put him in jail, he's a killer, and all that other stuff, they also happen to be conservative, right-leaning people, right? And so that's what I'm saying. It's like these takes are just being regurgitated from people, and it seems to be based on.
You know, it's interesting. I could say the same thing about the other side. Right? The other side, if you're a liberal or a black or whatever, well, he's innocent. It was self-defense. Same thing.
On whichever side of the fence they're standing on,
you could be right. Listen, you could be right. I'm telling you, man to man, I'm thinking for myself. Based on what I have seen and heard, I believe Carmelo Anthony is guilty of the crime of murder. Now, I will say this. A lot of people got up in arms when they heard that the bond got reduced from $1 million to $250,000.
Right.
I didn't really care. I didn't get upset with that because number one, he's got the ankle monitor on. Number two, he's not a flight risk, at least not yet. Number three, It's not like he's going to go out and start stabbing people in Frisco, Texas. He's got the world is watching this kid. Number four, the reason why I don't have a problem with the bond reduction is this kid is likely going to prison. I mean, listen, and I'm not trying to straddle both sides of the fence, but I mean, let's try to be humane, and let's at least give this, if this kid has a year or two of freedom left before he goes away for 20 to 25 years, the least we can do is allow him to spend it with his family. I don't think, and I'm not going to come on here and say, well, we should lock him up because he's going to go out and kill somebody else. Dude, Carmelo Anthony's not killing nobody else. Everybody's watching. We should lock him up because he's a flight risk. Carmelo Anthony doesn't. Dude, everyone knows who he is. He's not flying nowhere. The world knows about this case, and they don't have they don't have the means, at least not yet, to fly him anywhere. So as far as I'm concerned on that, I can definitely be objective in that regard. All of that said, based on what I've seen and heard, I believe Carmelo Anthony is guilty. Now I will say this, and then I'll hand it back off to you. What I am starting to realize is that there are a lot of black people who want to see Carmelo Anthony skate, whether he's guilty or not. And the reason they want to see him skate is because of the whole oppression thing. They've been getting at us, slavery and this and that and this and that and the third. This was the same sentiment with the OJ case. Myself, I was 18, 19 years old when the OJ verdict came down. I was happy for the same reason. I was like, you know what? Those cops beat the shit out of Rodney King and they got off, and so they deserve to lose Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman. And hindsight being 2020, that is not the right way to look at things. Wrong is wrong is wrong. Those police officers should have been convicted for beating Rodney King, just the same as OJ should have been convicted for killing Nicole, again, based on what we've known and what we've seen.
Well, I can't necessarily disagree with that. Because
Translation, you're right, Donovan.
Honestly, it would be the only thing that made sense. Technically, to your point, based off of the information that we have, if you're just automatically assigning a verdict either way, right? And that's my point, is that whether you're doing it for guilty or not guilty, it seems to be based on some sort of political ideology, or feelings, like you're mentioning now, right? Feelings about the country or people or colors or demographics in one way or the other. But it's like when people use he said he did it. I'm like, well, why don't you say the whole statement that he said? He didn't just run out and say, yeah, I did it. And what? That ain't what he said. He said, no, officer, I'm not alleged. I did it. Does that sound like somebody whose intent was to kill? Well, nobody brings up the fact that he asked, is he going to be okay? I don't hear people mentioning this at all. They're just going with, he stabbed the kid, he took a life, lock that nigger up.
Okay, yeah. Guess what? He still deserves to go to jail, even if everything you're saying is the truth. Because I agree with you. There are some conservatives that, like, for example, I'll give you an example. Jason Whitlock. He is a black conservative. Blah 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 blah. Right? 100% black conservative. I totally disagree on his stance about Deion and Shedeur Sanders. He really does not like him and that kid. I think that his opinion is driven by that ideology. But as far as I'm concerned, here's the thing. Just because black conservatives, just because their opinion is based on their ideology and their conservatism, doesn't mean they're not correct in their opinion that Carmelo Anthony is guilty of first-degree murder in the murder of Austin Metcalf. And I remember there's this one time, me and my brother were in a subway a long time ago, and we got into this debate about the NBA draft being rigged. I don't know how old you are, but did you hear about have you heard about the NBA being fixed with like the frozen envelope and all that other kind of stuff?
No, I've never.
Oh man, I'm not going to bore you with it. I'm not going to get into it. But he's like, he was like, Alex, like, dude, I'm telling you, it could have happened. And I said, you know what? You're right. It could have happened. But just because it could have doesn't mean that it did. Okay? Are there people who are racially motivated to say, lock that nigger up because they just don't like black people? Absolutely. But guess what, Beans? There are people on the other side. There are black people saying, let that black boy go free because they are racist against white people. Whatever the case may be, whyever they have their opinion, the facts are the facts are the facts. Carmelo, and here's the thing, and here's the thing.
But Donovan, we don't actually have facts for first degree. That's my point. If you say he's guilty of taking a life, absolutely. But we don't have facts for first degree.
Let me ask you this. That's actually a very good point. He's still going to prison. He is guilty of. He might not be guilty. And do you see how I reeled him? And I was like, that's actually a good point. He's still going to prison. And I'm not a lawyer, and maybe he's not convicted of first degree murder. Maybe he's convicted of second degree murder. Maybe he's convicted of manslaughter. Whatever the case may be. Either way, Carmelo Anthony needs to be held account for his actions. And I've come on and I've come on and said, unpopular opinion here, I'm just going to keep it real with you. I hope justice is served. If he is convicted of first degree murder, he's got to do all that time. But I don't, and I am, dude, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. And I've always been one that says, hey man, you can't use someone's worst moment as a referendum on their entire life. But all worst moments aren't created equally. This child killed another child, and he needs to be held account to that. But the human side of me says, you know what? I was a young black 17-year-old at one point, right? And I had a temper problem. Right. And so I can sort of identify with who and what he is and what he's going through. The only difference is I was on the outs because of the way I talked. Right. But the point is I was like, man, if I had committed something like that, I mean, I wouldn't want them to lock me up and throw away the key. And so now I'm actually thinking from Carmelo Anthony's, standpoint. If I'm Carmelo's dad, I want him to be held accountable, but I don't want him to never see the light of day again, right? But that's easy for me to say because I'm not the one whose son is 6 feet under. I'm sure that the Metcalf family probably wants them to lock him up and throw away the key. So I've tried to be as objective as I possibly can with this. But again, based on what we know, I believe that Carmelo Anthony is definitely guilty of murder. Whether it's first degree or second degree doesn't matter to me. He unjustifiably killed Austin Metcalf, and I think, and honestly, if I had to bet, I would not bet in the court of law. I wouldn't bet on his innocence or guilt because there is a better than average chance that he might get acquitted for reasons that have nothing to do with what he did.
In my opinion, again, like you said, I'm not a lawyer, even though I've stood in front of a judge several times in my life.
Real shit.
but the thing, if I would say this. First degree, I can.
Standing in front of a judge, I swear to fucking God, you guys, just real quick, man. Like, let me just express this here, guys. There is nothing worse. There is nothing worse than standing in front of a fucking judge and you don't know if you're going to prison or not, guys. You have dude, it is. I can't even, guys. Look, I can't even begin to describe to you how much breaking the law fucking getting arrested sucks. Standing in front of a judge, dude. I'm gonna tell you what, man. I am so glad, and I'm so fortunate that I finally got the help I needed to quit acting like a fucking knucklehead because it fucking sucks. Oh my God, dude. Like Jesus Christ. Like the backsplash of the district count of the criminal district court of Clark County. The fucking grit. Oh God, never want to see it again. Sorry.
See there where he might get acquitted. It just doesn't fit. Just off what I've heard, it doesn't fit. Even second degree doesn't fit to me. Manslaughter is a better charge in this situation. It fits to me. And to be honest with you, now I'm willing to give my opinion. It should be involuntary.
Involuntary manslaughter.
I don't think it was his intent to take the life, right? His intent was to harm and get out of there, right? It's the same thing when they say if somebody big, when I was a kid, they said if it's somebody big or if it's 2 or 3 people, you hit the biggest one and you get out of there, right? And so he in this situation where it's him versus, in his opinion, from his point of view, is more people in there. He's alone.
His point of view, more subjectivity. Oh, good for you says, if it don't fit, yes. But guess what? While he's talking, I'm actually pulling up the elements of first degree murder in Texas.
Right? So he hits the biggest one and he gets out of there. He just so happened to do it with a knife. And that
he just so happened to do it with a knife, and the kid just so happened to die.
So, and that ended in a life being taken. Now I'm gonna say this, and I'm not necessarily suggesting this, even though I'm not suggesting it here, even though I'm suggesting it elsewhere.
I have no idea.
When I was 17, I got caught.
Yo, Carlos Boozer's wife is bad. God damn, she's fucking bad.
Drugs.
Okay.
And I was going to court, and it was my first offense. Everybody and their mama was telling me you would be all right. They not gonna send you to prison. So,
oh shit.
But I was still scared. So what I did was I signed up for military school. And the judge was like, oh, okay, so you're gonna go to this military school? Okay, cool, then I'll give you 18 months probation. And I went to the military school. Now I ended up getting kicked out of the military school for fighting, and I loved it though. I'm not gonna lie, I loved every minute of being at that military school.
Okay.
To me, they need to create more options like that. Now people might say that ain't good enough for a situation where a life was taken away.
It's a start,
I'm just
right?
saying, in general, because I don't know what people think about prison, but the recidivism rate in prison is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's right.
They get more prisoners back in there than corporations get people back on the job. Okay, you go in there, you got about a 70% chance of coming back. Okay, that's really horrible. So I'm just saying, we need something other than that, especially when intent matters. If you know about the case of the kid, and I'm just gonna mention it, he just so happened to be white, he just so happened to be affluent, he's driving, young, no license, under the influence of alcohol at a minimum, maybe even drugs, I don't necessarily remember. driving, speeding, hits a van, takes the life of 4 people, critically injures another. He gets 10 years probation for 4 deaths and 1 other person critically injured. And they said his defense was called affluenza. I'm so wealthy that I don't understand the consequences of my actions.
It sounds to me, respectfully, hold on, respectfully, it sounds to me like you're trying to justify Carmelo's actions. And
I'm not justifying his actions.
It sounds like it really, it sounds like you are. And by the way, here are the elements for first-degree murder in Texas, also known as capital murder. Element number 1, the intentional or knowingly causing the death of an individual. Number 2, intending to cause serious bodily injury and committing an act clearly dangerous to human life that results in death. Or number 3, committing or attempting a felony other than manslaughter and during the commission or attempt causing death by an act clearly dangerous to human life. He meets element
Wait,
number
is it or and? Or is it or?
No, it's or, my friend. Or and that this is where they've got him. Intending to cause serious bodily and committing. I'm sorry. Let me repeat that. Intending to cause serious bodily injury and committing an act clearly dangerous to human life that results in death. That right there. Carmelo Anthony stabbed Austin Metcalf not in the foot, not in the shoulder, not in the arm, not in the stomach. He stabbed him in the heart. I mean, listen, based on what, who knows, maybe Google is wrong, but this is why they arrested him, is because the actions he took met the element of first-degree murder. Let me ask you another question. This is a good conversation, actually.
Yes, exactly. I agree with you.
What would you have to see and hear to be convinced of Anthony's guilt? Actually, let me preface it with this. Mm-hmm. If there is video, and I just want to make sure I'm straightforward and 100% honest with people. If there is video, if there is video of the act or of the activity, if there is video that exonerates Carmelo Anthony, I will be the first to come on here and say, guys, I got it wrong. If there is a video that shows Austin Metcalf pulling out a knife and saying, "Hey, get up out of this tent or I'm going to stab you." If there is video of him of him being ganged up on, if there is video of Austin Metcalf having a weapon and accosting Carmelo Anthony, and Carmelo Anthony, hey, you know what? I will be the first to come on here and say, guys, I got it wrong. I'm going to have to wait. If there's another case like this, I'm going to have to wait until I hear and see all the facts before giving my opinion. So now my question to you, Beans, is what would you have to... I just told you what I had to see and hear to convince me of Carmelo's guilt. What would you have to see and hear to convince yourself... of Carmelo's innocence. What would you have to see and hear to convince you of Carmelo's guilt?
So first I want to say nothing.
There you go. There it is. He wants to say nothing.
The reason why I'm saying nothing is because I already believe he's guilty. He's guilty of taking a life. There's no way around that.
Okay, no. Let me.
See what I'm saying? There's no.
Hold on. No. Beans. You keep telling me he is guilty of taking a life. I'm asking you straight up. No. I'm asking you straight up, point blank. Is there a world in your mind? And listen, I just sat here and told you. Okay, I'm being honest with you. I want you to be honest with me. Don't talk around this, okay? Because you're a smart guy. You really are.
I'm not.
Hold on. I want you to hear what I'm saying. If I see video if I see video that shows that Carmelo Anthony's life was in danger and that Austin Metcalf had a knife and that Carmelo Anthony literally feared for his life, if I see that video, I will be the first to come on here and say, you know what? Carmelo Anthony is 100% innocent. The reason I'm asking you the same question on the other side is because I want to know if you came into this conversation in bad faith. Is there a world? What would you, Beans Low Podcast, have to see to convince you of Carmelo Anthony's guilt? I told you what I would have to see to convince me of Carmelo's innocence. I asked this question for a reason, and I think we all know what that reason is. So now, what say you?
Because I'll be honest, at first I didn't like the way you were framing your example, because it's like, well, we know that didn't happen. But I see now there's a premise to you asking the question that way.
Well, no. So what I was first to come on here and say I was wrong. See,
'Cause he
so
went
you're
in there
so
looking
you're
for it.
so you said exactly like that, right?
Yeah, because
exactly
that's what
like
they
that.
said happened. So if it happened exactly the way that report read, yeah, absolutely, because that.
My bad. That he is guilty beyond the shadow of a doubt.
No. I'm saying, like, listen, like, use the words that I'm using, Donovan, right? Because we had a great conversation up to this point, right?
Go ahead, please, because I got other guys, but I think you're trying to skate around this, man. I think you're trying to skate around this, dude. I think you're trying to skate around it, man.
Well, that's unfortunate because I think.
Well, it's unfortunate, but it's also true. I don't think that there is a world. Listen, hold on. Okay, hold on. Stop it. I just need you to answer the question. Don't talk about how I framed it. No. Hang on a second. I'm going to say this one more time, okay? I'm not going to put words in your mouth. I don't want you to put words in mine. I'm going to tell you, okay? There is a world, and we can dispense with that thank you stuff. Come on, man. Like, really? There is a world in the world of Donovan Sharp, Alex Hopkins, where if I could admit that if I see that Carmelo Anthony's life was in danger, I will be the first to come on here and say I was wrong. Okay? If I see, and if we want to go shadow of a doubt, if Austin Metcalf had a knife and he attacked Carmelo Anthony with it, and Carmelo Anthony stabbed him in the heart, guess what? He is innocent. He is innocent of all charges. He should get to go home. The rest is history. I'm asking you the same thing. And this is me being genuine. There is a world where I can see where Carmelo Anthony could be innocent. I'm not saying he's 100% guilty, but unless I see video that shows me the contrary, he's guilty. So now I'm asking you, what would you have to see to convince you of Carmelo Anthony's guilt?
Right. So uninterrupted, right? I answered that though. That's what I said. I said if the events played out the way that report reads, he's guilty. Because to me, that would say he went in there he went in there looking for a confrontation. That's premeditated. Because the way on my show, we actually pulled up the police report we read what it said, and I'm like, no conversation goes.
So he said we actually pulled up the police report, implying that I haven't seen the police report or that I didn't. No, I pulled up the police report too, my guy.
Now let's say they have a video and the conversation actually went exactly like that. Then he's guilty. No way around it.
See, so you said exactly like that, right?
Yeah, because that's what they said happened. So if it happened exactly the way that report read, yeah, absolutely, because that means he went in there looking for a confrontation.
Here's the thing, Beans, okay? It takes a split second to develop intent, okay? Just because he didn't go into the tent now this is going to get a little bit it's going to get a little bit hairy because a lot of these words sound the same. Yeah. If he does not have to have the intent to walk into the tent to stab and kill Austin Metcalf. It does not, it takes a split second for the element of intent to be met. Carmelo Anthony stabbed Austin Metcalf he stabbed him in the chest, right? He stabbed him in the chest. The intent was to inflict serious bodily harm. Unfortunately, the result was the death of Austin Metcalf. That is why I believe that he is guilty of first-degree murder. But and I don't want to get all into the weeds. So you're telling me is if it went exactly the way it said in the report, then you would say he's guilty.
Yeah, because in my opinion, that means he went in there looking for a confrontation.
Listen, so in your mind, if you don't think so, hold on. So you're telling me that he didn't go into the tent looking for a confrontation, right? So what if it's proven that he didn't go into the tent looking for a confrontation? Is he not guilty?
Not of first degree, in my opinion, no.
Okay.
But I want to say this real quick.
No, hold on. Let's keep going. No, hold on. Let's keep going with this.
I got you. That's what I'm saying. I want to make sure you understand what I'm saying.
I hear you.
Remember when I brought up the teen kid who hit those people in the van? The reason why I brought that up is because what that shows is there is precedence, right? Set in cases a lot of times, just not with people who look like us. But what I'm saying is because when you think about it,
there it was. Did you see that? That's what I figured out what it was. Watch my face.
No.
Okay.
But I want to say this real quick.
No. Hold on. Let's keep going. No. Hold on. Let's keep going with this.
I got you. That's what I'm saying. I want to make sure you understand what I'm saying.
I hear you.
Remember when I brought up the teen kid who hit those people in the van? The reason why I brought that up is because what that shows is there is precedence, right? Set in cases a lot of times, just not with people who look like us. But what I'm saying is because when you think about it and you consider what they allowed, the grace that they showed for him, what I'm saying is in this same situation, it can be applied if you understand. You're saying now that intent can be just 1 second. That is crazy. First degree is
that's the way the law. It's crazy, but that's no. Hold on, Beans, bruh. Listen, you might think that's crazy, my friend. That's the law. Okay, that's the law.
That's my point about being able to set precedents because if
I'm not looking.
That means it wasn't premeditated.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay. So you're telling me that because it wasn't premeditated, he's not still guilty of murder.
Not of first degree.
I think you're splitting straws.
Let me ask you a question. When we hear first degree, do we not say premeditated every single time?
No. First degree murder. I don't see. What do you do, dude? It says I'm being no, and I'm telling. Hold on. See, this is what I'm. Hold on. I really need you to stop talking. This is what I'm talking about. We're sitting here splitting hairs about what's first degree and what's intent. One of the elements that has to be met for first degree murder is intending to cause serious bodily injury and committing an act clearly dangerous to human life that results in death. Nothing in there says anything about premeditation. Shade Beaver, I see you in the pull-up studio. I'll be with you in a second. It says nothing about premeditation.
That's true. I understand what you're saying. That's why I asked you, was it and or? You said it's or.
Yes,
I get that, but that's what I'm saying. That the reason why I brought up the other cases because I'm saying precedents sometimes can be set, right? To me, if I am somebody is beating me up, right, and I just happen to have a bottle.
That's not what happened here.
I understand that, but the reason why I'm saying it is because the reason why I'm doing something, right, should matter more than what actually happens to some degree.
You are wrong.
To some degree. Right?
Your qualifications still yeah, but guess what?
Just to some degree, all I'm saying, Donovan, just to some degree.
Okay. Do you want Carmelo Anthony to walk? Do you want him to be not guilty of this? And I don't want to hear of what crime. I just want to hear your answer. Do you want Carmelo Anthony to be convicted of whatever crime having to do with the death of Austin Metcalf? Yes or no? There we go. That's it. There it is.
No, it's the fact that you saying conviction, which I don't have a problem.
No, there it is. No. It's yep, there it was. He couldn't, and listen, I can admit, I wanted OJ to get off. Like, I wanted OJ to get off, guys. Like, I really wanted him to get off. It is what it is. All right, let's go to, Shaved Beaver. What's going, oh, no, that's not Shaved Beaver. That's Phantom 313. Hey! Yes, my God,
brother man. How you doing, big brother man? Working around the system, man. I'm finally in this mud lover, man. How you doing, big brother?
I'm doing great, look. This is funny. I was looking in my settings and I was looking for like a list of like banned users, and I have banned users from the studio, and your name didn't come up, and I was like, why the hell was he? And you were banned from all of my studios. It's the weirdest thing. I think what I might do is I think I might open up another StreamYard account. That way, if it does happen, I can just switch to the other one and then have you on. How you doing, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, brother. I think you said this thing about PLG, and I did go to Discord. I had a little complication with that, my password, my settings, and I give you my number, but whenever you get a chance, man, there's no rush. Yeah, I never force you to do anything or rush you.
No, it's all good.
Whenever you get a chance, man, just check your inbox. We all friends on Discord. Just check just check the inbox and you see my number on here, man.
Cool, good shit, man. Good shit. So what are your thoughts about the whole John Davidson thing?
I don't know too much about the John Davidson thing, but I would say this though: when you the caption you had about the N-word,
yes,
and also the guy Beans that talked. I think I called after him, maybe like 2 or 3 callers after him.
Yes, I remember.
It's always about you want to have 1 foot in, 1 foot out the water.
Okay. Yep.
He wants to say he really want to say what he want to say, but he can't do it because he don't want to be he don't want his character to be demoralized. Now, when it comes to the N-word, the N-word don't mean anything, man. It really doesn't. Like at the end of the day, like this stuff been going on since the 70s. It's been going on with the black movies, Coffee Brown, things like that, and they say it. White folks say it. It doesn't matter. It's all about how you portray it. Now, it is a First Amendment. It's a word. It's a First Amendment. But at the end of the day, it's the reciprocation after what you say. It matters. But if you say it, you say it. That's all that matters. I don't care about it. Words don't bother me. It doesn't. And I had a little situation earlier on YouTube. I don't know if you're into like battle rap, but I'm not going to put the guy name out here like that. But the guy from California, he went to Ohio in a small town, stole pills. Now he had a damn near close to $1 million bail, and you got people saying freeing him.
What? Oh
yes.
No, there's no way that's true, dude.
Yes, and I'm saying to myself, why do you want to free someone that went from one state that live in one state,
bro,
and travel maybe like 2,000 miles away to the East Coast to the Midwest and still pills, whereas other people get affected because they can't have their pills.
Right.
And the guy got caught by the cops. He got stopped by the cops. Gave him the ID, which was an idiotic move, and he took off and he started running and fleeing in the snow.
Jesus Christ, man!
And the guy makes money being a battle rapper. He has a platform.
Okay,
I'm not gonna put him out there because he doesn't deserve it. Okay. But people say, "Oh well, why you gotta be so hard on the guy?" What? Like at the end of the day, man, like you do the crime, you do the time, man.
Right, that's exactly right, man. Dude, I will never understand. I don't understand why the so-called black community wants to defend. I don't understand. Like we're like black Americans, we're the only group of people who defends our criminals. It's like, dude, like even with that conversation with Beans, like everyone is looking for a reason to somehow lessen what he did. That he said involuntary manslaughter. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Go ahead.
No, I'm listening, brother.
I was gonna say it's like they want to minimize and acquit this guy. And look, man, I said it on the video. I don't want the kid to go away for the rest of his natural born life, but that's easy for me to say. I'm not Mr. Metcalf. I'm not Jeff Metcalf, who had to bury his son at 17 years old. But by the same token, I don't know. He definitely needs to be held to account for what he did. But I am in no way, shape, or form trying to lessen this to involuntary manslaughter. No fucking way, man.
What's going on with that situation? Everything been quiet with him like the last 7-8 months. What's going on with him?
Yeah, so the trial starts. In June, and I think Phoenix Light Games actually sent me a video of the quartering talking about it. Apparently, there's been another break or something like that in the Carmelo Anthony Austin Metcalf case. I'm going to have to, I might watch that before I react to it. But yeah, the reason why it's been quiet is because the trial starts in June. Don't look now, my guy, but what is this? March, April, May, June. Bro, we are 3 months away. We are 3 months away from this. And dude, I'm going to be covering this wall to wall.
Damn, he got lucky though, man, because he's still free and lived the freedom for a year and a year plus, and the man that he's no longer here, living his life, and that's the thing though, because when you said about when you just said to me and what you touched on, and I'm gonna add on to what you said about we're the only community when it comes to black folks. Well, it's not you, it's not me, it's just the nicketry that goes on here. Sure. that want to continue on saying free this, free that. You know what I mean? You might as well be Michael Myers. Michael Myers had 1,000 bodies. He go to jail, free him. Why do you want to free him? Like seriously. Like, let's be real. Like my man don't care. My man don't care who he off. Black, white, Asian, doesn't matter. He off him. What you gonna do? You have a mugshot or free Michael Myers? He didn't do anything wrong, but that's the thing though, because when it comes to the black community, they it's all about stupidity.
Yep.
But the thing of it is that like they live off of stupidity to the point whereas if it doesn't happen to someone they actually love or they love was that went through the situation, they're not going to sit there and say free that person. They want justice.
There you go. I find it very interesting that that the black community they only like when it comes to crimes that happen to black people, they only use logic when it's black on black crime, right? If it's black on black crime, now they're logical. Now they see, okay, person A stabbed person B, person A should go to prison. But because person B was white, they're like, all of a sudden, it doesn't trigger their logic, it triggers their emotion. The only time, I think the only time the black community is uncharacteristically non-emotional when it comes to crimes committed against them is when it is black on black crime. But if it's anybody else, particularly white people, all that logic goes right out the door.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. I have a cousin. He's like 70-something years old. He used to be he retired as a North Philly police officer in North Philly.
God damn.
And yeah, he been doing it for 30 years.
Woo! Wow.
And I had to tell him, like, bro, I love you, man. But at the end of the day, man, there's no such thing as just because you say I don't want to. I ain't trying to like mess up your channel, but
sure.
Terrorism.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I get it.
It could be violent or non-violent. But he think it's violent. Like, bro, you're a cop. You should know the difference between the two.
Absolutely.
And I told him about the BLM matter, and I told you this a couple of years ago. It's a scam.
Yes, it's a scam. 100%.
And when it comes to the BLM matter, everything is all about emotions. Now you have a group of people. You have a mixed gender, predominantly black folks, but you have mixed genders in there. But they're not all in the same table and in the same realm of trying to like fight for justice and fight for peace. Right. They're all here to destroy their own community, and who's got to pay for it? People that still live in the community, and people are so like. Their mind is like the way they think is like castor oil. It's so slow. Like they don't understand that.
Castor oil, bro. I ain't heard that.
It's so slow, man. I hate it because I don't like to use the word hate, but I use the word dislike because I don't like to use the word hate. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, big brother. You're living. The longer you live on this earth, the longer I live on this earth. For people that's boomers that live on this earth. Man, you're gonna have flying cars if we see change out here in this country, man.
Real shit,
and
man.
that's how sad it's gonna be, man. Because there's like no one will ever sit down and actually sit down and just like think, because there's no common sense anymore. There's no, and I don't like. I stay to myself. That's why when I see your channel, I've been dealing with you for 4 years. I talk to you. I love you, and I thank you that you give me a platform for me to speak on, and that's why I gave you my number. Hopefully, we can connect and talk personally.
Yeah, of course.
But like at the end of the day, man, like there's people out here that want to try to like have that movement in the right way, but you have people out here that want to, still want to keep it the way it is, and they keep it the way it is for the wrong reasons. Like you can't be that slow,
dude. You can't be that slow. Unfortunately, this is the so-called black community, man. And until we rid ourselves of this constant victim mindset, I don't think it's going to change. Not in my lifetime. I'll give you the last word.
No, I agree with you 100%, man. It's like it's just sad, man, because black folks. It seemed like after decades and decades from the 60s, 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
Going on, their demeanor and their mindset and their common sense really start to slow down. So it's like, well, are you eating something or drinking something and your mind is poisoned? Like you forgot like the way we used to live our life, because like I remember you used to say it all the time. Back in the 70s, we had the highest. I think the 60s or the 70s, we had the highest percentage when it comes to marriages with black folks.
Yes, dude. Back in the 60s and 50s, 60s, and 70s during Jim Crow and all that, dude, black women were ride or fucking die. But unfortunately, feminism came along and they convinced the black woman that they no longer need the black man, and that's why we are where we are.
I feel like.
Oh, go ahead.
I feel like right now we watching like this. Just like we're watching a movie that came out in 2000. And we were living it when it comes to the black folks, because they don't like common sense. It's like Undercover Brother, fried chicken, fried chicken, malt liquor, and everything like that, man. That's how you get the black folks. Fried chicken, malt liquor, and some marijuana. That's how you get to them, man.
Hey, look, man. Like I like fried chicken and Kool-Aid with too much.
Me too, man. Me too.
Like,
I'm a Popeyes guy. But at the end of the day, man, that's how you get some of the black folks, man. Maybe some St. Niles and stuff like that, Thug Passion, whatever. St. Niles, Thug Passion, 211 OE. That's how you get them, man.
This nigga said OE. Yo, do not get me started, man.
The good old 8-ball, the old OE 8-ball.
Yo.
I love you, big brother. I ain't gonna
look, Wild Irish Rose. Let's go, baby.
Yes. How about I'm gonna take it back. I was 17 drinking. How about some Night Train?
Oh my God, this nigga. Yo, Night Train used to fuck you up though, man.
Yeah.
That's why they called it the goddamn
Night Train. 2020. Choo choo.
Oh my God, dude.
You first you gonna ask one of the homeless guys out there, hey man, I got like $10 on me, man. Hey man, give me this. It's $5. You keep the other $3. Give me the 2.
That's a night train. That's a night train all day, my guy.
That's it. Night train to Georgia.
Phantom 303. Yeah, thanks for coming up, man. And listen, I'm gonna definitely.
You got my number. Contact me, man.
I certainly will, man. Thanks for coming up, man. I appreciate it.
You too, man. I love you, man. Take care of yourself, man. Good hearing from you, man.
Yes, sir. Phantom 313 found a way to get around the system. So shout out to him. That nigga said OE. Oh my God. Man, don't get me started. Do not get me started. All right, guys. Fantastic show today. I am not going to be watching Fresh and Fit After Hours because, as you guys all know, I don't like to watch the videos that I react to. I like to watch them for the very first time. Like you guys, that's sort of the magic. That's sort of the magic of TSR Live is that you guys know that I am seeing a video for the very first time. There will be no TSR Live on Wednesday because, of course, the last two episodes of Love Is Blind are going to be. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let me. Give me 1 second. So, Love Is Blind Season 10. Blind Season 10 release. Okay. 10 and 11. Oh, wow. So, yeah. So, the finale. The finale is going to be on Wednesday. You know what? There's only one episode in the finale. So, yeah, there will be a TSR Live. There will actually be a TSR Live on Wednesday. It'll be a shorter version, but yeah, we will do TSR Live, and then we'll move over to Rumble to watch the season 10 finale of Love Is Blind. You know what? Did I upload episodes 10 and 11? I think I uploaded episodes 10 and 11. Hang on, guys. I want to make sure that you guys are getting the value here. I think I did. Shaved Beaver. That was funny. Don't know what that is. Get that out of here. Okay, let's see. Library Insights. Okay, looks like. Oh, yep. Episode 9. Oh wow, no, I don't have episode 10 or 11 up there. God damn. All right, so I'm gonna have episodes 10 and 11 both uploaded and I think I think I've actually already got them uploaded to Rumble. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have episodes 9 and 10 uploaded to Patreon. I do apologize for that, guys. It literally just slipped my mind. I was under the impression, I don't know what told me that I might not have it uploaded, but let me see, where is it at? Yeah, episodes 10 and 11. I'll be damned. Yep, I've got them right there. Okay, very good. Okay, cool. So I'll get you guys all squared away. I'm going to leave you guys by playing the video for my 1000th show anniversary. Obviously, we are on episode 1000. Well, not today. Today was hard R. But we've done over 1,200 shows. And I put this together as sort of a commemoration for our 1,000th. I first joined for my 1,000th episode. Thank you guys all very, very much for watching. My thanks to all of my super chatters and everything. I will leave you with this video. You guys take care. I first joined the Red Pill community unofficially on March 18th, 2014, when my very first Manosphere article was published on Return of Kings. And now here we are, over 200 articles, 12 books, and now 1,000 episodes later. It is hard to believe that I've been a part of this community for almost a decade. It really blows my mind at this point. I was raised in a non-traditional military household. My dad wasn't the stereotypical drill sergeant military dad. He was a laid-back, kind-hearted, good-natured dude. He actually served in the Army and the Air Force over the course of 30 years. Early on, my mother was the typical military wife. It's funny. My mom was actually a soccer mom before the term even coined. One thing that was typical as a military family is that we lived all over the place. We moved a lot. Fort Lewis in Washington State, Aliamanu Military Reservation in Hawaii, also known as AMR, McGuire Air Force Base in New Jersey. I mean, we were all over the place. Hell, we got to live in Hawaii for a second time, which was really cool. Like most male Gen Xers, I was fortunate enough to have grown up in a time where masculinity was celebrated. At least it was when I was a kid. Like many men my age, my heroes as a kid were Mr. T, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, so forth. My favorite shows as a kid were Knight Rider, The A-Team, Airwolf, Miami Vice. Me and my brothers loved all the Rocky movies. We loved Terminator, we loved Rambo, Top Gun, or anything with Chuck Norris or Van Damme in it. But all throughout my teens and 20s, I didn't realize that there was a seismic shift of epic proportions going on in America. And I know you guys know I'm not exaggerating here. If I'm being honest, no amount of hyperbole can really fully encapsulate the quick and steady decline of American culture as it relates to how men and women interact, both in and out of relationships. I relate the erosion of Western culture to the frog in the boiling water analogy. The culture turned up the heat a little bit with sitcoms like The Cosby Show, right? Like, we all loved America's Dad, Cliff Huxtable, but there was a clear yet unspoken understanding that Cliff's wife, Claire, she was the real head of household, while Cliff just kind of served as the figurehead. The temperature in the water got a little bit warmer in the 90s with shows like King of Queens. Yes, Carrie Heffernan was hot, but she was brash and she was loud and she was masculine. The culture turned up the dial a little more when they introduced shows like Living Single and Friends, which normalized and even glorified casual sex. Not only did these shows influence women, they actually started influencing men too. My best friend in college used to always tell me that he wants a woman with a career. And guys, this is back in the mid to late 90s. In 3 short decades, we've gone from men wanting women like June Cleaver to men wanting make-believe boss babes like Agent Scully from the X-Files. Well, now the water is well past 212 degrees, and it got there thanks to what is now considered to be the flashpoint in terms of sexual relations between men and women today, and that is the show Sex and the City. Carrie Bradshaw and her band of merry man-juice guzzlers put the nail in the proverbial coffins of female Gen Xers, millennials, and now Gen Z women by banging half the male population in New York City and looking like they're having the times of their lives doing it and still ending up with Mr. Big at the end. Sex and the City absolutely crippled relationships here in America and the West. And I think a lot of people think that the damage it's caused is irreparable. We now have 3 generations of women who honestly believe that the blueprint to true happiness is to put off starting families in their early 20s, to pursue careers and sexual hedonism, freeze their eggs in their 30s, and find Mr. Right in their 40s. All of this was in the backdrop when online dating started to take off, which skewed the dating market even further. Fast forward a few short years and the advent of the smartphone coupled with the efficiency of dating apps, and we've got the Pareto principle on steroids, where only the top 10 to 15% of men are really the only ones getting any regular action, and some figures show it might not even be that many. And unfortunately, most Western men are like the frog, boiling in water, not realizing that his environment is no longer conducive to his survival. Now, some men jumped out when the water got to, say, 100 degrees. These were the guys who figured out earlier than most how to be successful with modern women on a short-term basis. Guys like Ross Jeffries, Neil Strauss, guys like Mystery, those guys showed us how to score one-night stands really by perfecting the art of short-term seduction. Well, when the temperature reached about 150, 160, guys like Roosh, Royce, and Rollo emerged. ReturnofKings.com and ChateauHartiste.com were similar to one another in delivery and purpose. Early on, these sites more or less continued the work of Strauss, Jeffries, and Mystery's teachings. The difference was that we at Return of Kings were also focused on long-term relationships, marriages, children, a slew of other issues that have plagued Western men for decades. As I stated before, Return of Kings is where I got my start in this community. Round about 190 degrees is where the largest number of men finally woke up. Notice I didn't say most men, I said the largest number of men. This is the point where men who had an inkling or suspicion that there is something amiss in dating. They've seen and heard enough to the point where they really started questioning things. Eventually, curiosity does get the better of them. At that point, they start to Google things like how to get girls, or why are girls so difficult to please, or how to win back my ex-girlfriend. And the next thing you know, they find us. The 212 degree mark is where bad things start to happen. These are the men who get burned by infidelity, marital cheating, paternity fraud, divorce rape, family court bias, false accusations, and so forth. They know they're cooked. The guy knows that there is little he can do about the fact that he signed a birth certificate of a child that isn't biologically his. He knows he's on the hook for child support for the next 18 years of a kid he was baby trapped by. These are the men who get completely blindsided. Now, the 212 degree mark doesn't always blindside men. There are also men who have endured years of frustration, humiliation, and failure with women. These guys have all been well aware of the deplorable state of the dating market here in the 20s, but unfortunately for them, they never found solutions. And the ones who do find the solutions have likely already lost hope. These are the men who commit unspeakable crimes when they have finally had enough rejection and humiliation. Men like Elliot Rodger, Alec Manassian, Andreas Lubitz, Sung-Win Cho. Those guys represent the frog who jumped out at 211 degrees, pissed off at the cook for turning up the temperature without telling him. Me personally, I jumped out of the pot at around the 205 degree mark because I'm a stubborn, hard-headed idiot sometimes. Looking back, just about every relationship I've ever been in has shown me in some way, shape, or form that women are not who or what we were raised to believe. Now, it wasn't my marriage to a woman who not only committed paternity fraud, but withheld sex from me for a year and a half that finally woke me up. Nope. It wasn't the woman I rented a house for in my name with all the utilities in my name that woke me up. Wasn't that either. It wasn't even a woman who had a kid at 13 years old by a man who was 32 years old, turning my life completely upside down, that finally got through to me. It was an insignificant 3-week relationship with a low-quality Latina that finally prompted me to Google why do girls get over breakups so easily, and the rest, as they say, is history. Throughout my time in the content creation space, I've been fortunate enough to have collaborated with 3 different channels that have all reached 1 million subscribers. Fresh and Fit, Pearl Davis, and of course the late great Kevin Samuels. I had each of these creators on long before they blew up. I had Kevin on for the first time way back on May 5th of 2018. This was back when he was a men's image consultant. A little over a year later, I had Myron Gaines on. I used to host a panel show called The Six, where both Myron and Kevin were on the panel for about a year or so. Those were legendary panels. Well, about a year after that, I collaborated with Pearl. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, stop clout chasing, Donovan. None of those people needed you. Well, maybe. But let me ask you this rhetorical question. What would have happened if I had never reached out to collaborate with them? Would Kevin and Pearl still have blown up? Would there even be a Fresh and Fit? Now let me give you this rhetorical answer. We will never know. Look, guys, I'm not arrogant enough to actually believe that these channels reached 1 million+ subs because of me. That would be stupid. But I do know this. I was there with each one of them from the start. I had Kevin on a total of 46 times, which is more than any other channel by a country mile. And yes, I was the person who suggested to Myron that he could make a good living in this space.
So I know some guys are probably wondering, Myron, how did you meet Donovan Sharpe? How did you make this happen? Because a lot of people have asked, like, hey, man, how did you guys become friends and everything like that? So it started, man, I actually got a consultation with Donovan, and we were talking about, you know, shooting stuff about fitness, game, everything like that. I was like, hey, man, you're a pretty knowledgeable guy. Would you like to come on the show? And I was like, dude, it'd be an honor. And he had me on, and we talked about fitness. We did a show, and then we started doing it pretty much like weekly, bi-weekly, where we would do like fitness shows. And then I'll never forget, Donovan was like, hey, man, you need to make a YouTube channel. You need to do this. You can definitely make a pretty good living for yourself doing this stuff.
And yes, I flew Pearl out to the CME last year, put her up on my dime, and had her on a couple dozen times before anyone knew who she was. This isn't clout chasing, guys. These are facts. So while I'm not dumb enough to think I made these people who they are today, I'm not going to pretend that I wasn't a very important, consistent, and most of all, early rung on the ladders of each of their successes. There's something to be said about recognizing talent early. Anybody can get lucky and fall into a collaboration with a future YouTube star. Anyone can be in the right place at the right time. But to have been at the bottom floor of not one, not two, but 3 channels that have all amassed 7-figure subscriber counts, that's no accident. I knew all 3 of them would be stars, and I proved that early and often by investing my time, my money, my influence, and my platform to each and every one of them when they were coming up. Nobody can deny that. And those who do?
Oh man, hey.
As great as my time has been in the Red Pill community, it certainly hasn't come without its challenges. Early on, I collaborated with O'Shea Duke Jackson, who, unfortunately for me, is the male avatar for degenerates who race bait, simp, and engage in the endless self-hatred and victim mentality otherwise known as the quote-unquote black community. O'Shea did all the usual things that niggas do to black men. He sold me on the idea that us collaborating could help the both of us, then of course he turned his back on me in the end. He told Black YouTube that I was trying to start a Black 21 convention behind his back. Dude flat out lied. And I proved that he was lying with receipts in the video above. O'Shea reaffirmed a lesson I learned better than 3 decades ago. And that lesson was that a disproportionate amount of black people in America react negatively to success, prosperity, and true community. I will not make this mistake for a 3rd time. Speaking of the Black 21 convention, the man O'Shea lied about and said he was working with me on this, none other than the guy in charge of the now defunct 21 convention, Anthony Johnson. Anthony's someone I clearly should not have trusted. I literally did nothing to the guy. Before he turned on me, I hosted the Red Man Group for almost 2 years. I spoke at 3 of his events. Devin and I even helped him fight chargebacks after he attacked Rolo. But what's this knucklehead do to thank me? He doxes me. He doxes my fiancée. He makes up this crazy story about us getting married and how I've adopted my niece and all this other crazy nonsense. He and I locked horns for 2 years with our competing events. And I have managed to outlast him. And the reasons aren't complicated. You see, guys, if you deal with people in good faith, you have a much better chance at having a favorable outcome. Anthony has spent almost 3 years basically taking a blowtorch to his brand. So no one should really be surprised that the 21 convention went down in flames. Now, I've had other rough patches along the way. The mistake of collaborating with Tori, Steve the Dean Williams, and Obsidian, those come to mind right off the top of my head. And look, guys, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I was blameless in all of these situations. Yes, I sold O'Shea 4 articles I sold to Roosh, but the only difference was that it was, quote, blackened, if you know what I mean. That was wrong. I had bitten off more than I could chew, I was overextended, I took a shortcut, and I got caught. There are no 2 ways about it. I was wrong, I made a mistake. But I did make O'Shea whole again by submitting 4 original articles over the next few days. So no, guys, I'm not an angel. I've made mistakes, and I've done some shady shit both on and offline. Yes, I've written several bad checks and got caught. Yes, I've been sued 3 times. Yes, I've been arrested nearly 3 dozen times. Yes, I've knocked out a few guys, which has made me a multiple-time convicted felon. Those are my skeletons, guys. My life is an open book at this point. Now, if you want to pretend that you care so much about my character flaws that you don't think you can learn from my experiences, then I can't help you. I've never purported or presented myself as this bastion of morality. I'm a man who's made many mistakes in life who happened to be lucky enough to have had the financial means to keep my freedom. Jordan Belfort, who spent, 22 years in prison? That dude still commands 5 figures for his conferences and speeches and seminars, and people line up around the block to give him their money. These people couldn't care less about his prison stint so long as he could help them make money. My supporters are the same way, and I am incredibly grateful for them. Another unexpected challenge that has positively devastated me were the sudden and unexpected deaths of people in this community who I loved, admired, and respected. Red Pill Mike was the first. Back in August of 2021, Mike died from complications related to the beer bug at 46. I'll remember Mike for his profound comments and thought-provoking super chats. James Martinez, who was an avid supporter of mine, died tragically in a car accident in Jamaica at just 44 years old. James always held me accountable, and I always appreciated it. Alan Roger Curry, who is widely recognized as the godfather of pickup and seduction, also recently passed away. Look, man, Alan was given guys game like 20, 30 years before it was even called game. Alan and I, we collaborated many times in the early days, and he really taught me a lot about the psychology of women. Alan is truly one of, if not the OG of this community. Alan was 59 when he passed. Then, of course, was Kevin Samuels, whose death absolutely rocked this community, and the country for that matter. He was and still is the smartest person I have ever met in my life, and he almost never steered me in the wrong direction. Kevin's influence is still very prevalent here, which should go without saying. Unfortunately, he and I had a falling out over a dispute with a mutual acquaintance, but if I see him in the afterlife, my guess is that we'd exchange apologies, take accountability for our roles in the fallout, shake hands, hug it out, laugh about how silly it was, and charge it to the game. Kevin was and always will be one of my very best friends, and I am honored that I had the privilege of being associated with him, even if just for a little while. I miss him dearly, and I sincerely regret the way things ended between us. What a lot of my detractors seem to think is that I was born this way. I was born a player who had women figured out from the start. Anyone who is or ever was good with women knows that there is no such thing as a quote-unquote natural, myself included. Guys, I represent you. I wasn't good looking or rich when I started this. I don't have a bunch of supercars parked in my driveway. I'm not a former federal agent. There isn't anything otherwise extraordinary about me, and I'm being serious. There isn't anything spectacular about me. In fact, I have a lot of obstacles that none of you guys have. Again, I'm a multiple-time convicted felon. I've got an arrest record longer than Myron's nose. I've got a major temper problem. I've got a slew of other personality traits that make my life harder than it needs to be. Yet here I am, less than a half a decade away from retirement. I've clapped enough cheeks to last a dozen lifetimes, and I'm getting married in October to a woman who has helped me build this business, who has actually gotten more attractive with age. Guys, I used to be you. I used to be lonely, I used to be frustrated, I used to be sexless. I was looking for direction and purpose. And I know this sounds cliche, but guys, cliches exist for a reason. And that cliche is that if I can do it, I know you can do it. Guys, I was a fucking loser. A fucking loser. There's no two ways about it. I simped for so many women, wrote bad checks for women, got cheated on by women, got taken advantage of, used, abused, you name it, I've been there. And the fact that I have built what I've built after being literally kicked out onto the street on New Year's Day in 2010 means that you can do it too. One of the many reasons I do what I do is because I know I make a difference. You guys will never know just how cool it is to hear your stories about how I've helped you or a friend through a tough situation. You can't put a price on that kind of feedback. And despite all the trolling, all the negativity that being in this community comes with, hearing your success stories is what makes it all worth it. The purpose of TSR Live is to show men how to increase their odds of succeeding in life, which includes mitigating a risk. And the most ubiquitous obstacle to success that presents the most risk in any man's life is women. If you can operate in today's dating market without, at the very least, getting taken advantage of by women, you're already ahead of 95% of guys out there. My goal is to teach men how to safeguard themselves against the kinds of havoc that modern women can wreak on your life. I do this by reacting to videos and articles as well as sharing some of my own stories. Every so often, I'll consolidate some of this knowledge in the form of a book or a course. I tell you about my victories and my failures and how to avoid failure. Television, movies, magazines, and social media have utterly destroyed relationships in this country. The Big Bang Theory wants us to think that if you just wait for the girl long enough, she'll eventually see that you're Mr. Right. But as most of us here figured out, life ain't the fucking movies. Life ain't a sitcom. You see, in the real world, Pam doesn't ditch her douchebag boyfriend Roy in shipping to marry Jim the good guy in the sales department. Men here know that despite Roy's cheating, his physical abuse, his emotional abuse, and drug problem, Pam stays with Roy, has a couple of kids with him, and will have the typical on-again, off-again relationship, baby daddy style, which will no doubt plague any and all relationships Pam has in the future. Over the years, you guys have seen me laugh, you've seen me cry, you've seen me angry, you've seen me elated, you've seen me goofy. You guys know exactly who I am inside and out. You have seen every kind of emotion from me. The reason for this is that I trust you guys. I know that when I cried, when Mike, Kevin, and Alan died, you guys didn't lose respect for me. You understood that these were good friends of mine. I also know that when I get angry, you guys know it's not just because I've lost control of my emotions. You guys know that my anger comes from a strong sense of loyalty to my friends, or when a man gets screwed over by his bitch of an ex-wife, or some basic bitch cheating on a genuinely good dude, then blaming him. The list goes on. You guys know me well enough to understand that yes, I have a temper problem, and yes, I do wear my emotions on my sleeve, which are two glaring weaknesses of mine going back to my childhood. But you guys still respect and follow me because you know that my emotional issues come from a place of genuine concern and justice. Those of you who have followed me over the years know that I am nothing if not loyal to my friends. Yeah, I get angry when people talk trash about my friends, and yeah, I've probably hurt myself by defending them. But if I had to do it again, I'd do it exactly the same way. Lastly, I'd like to thank the many, many supporters I've had over the years. Guys like Miami J, who's become a very good friend of mine, Mike Steele, formerly Geeky Anomaly, King Life, Jay Blaze, Dre Raven, Apollo, Ice Dragon Kid, Derek the Trader, Jose, BK from the Rockies, Chris Rice, Big Brandon, Black Lemur 2009, Neil Ray, Technomage B5, Black Wolf Inc., Gary Player, James Wingate, Cigarman 85, and Jordan Royal. I also haven't forgotten the old school supporters like Freelance Ronin, Anti-Gravity 74, Mike the Supreme, Charles Merchant, I Bramblebush, Chris Von Erich, True Chino, Bad Wrench Automotive, Awestruck, Will the Coldest. I know I'm forgetting a lot of name, guys, but bear with me. This is 1,000 episodes over a 5-year period, so try to give me some grace here. There are way too many to name, but from the bottom of my heart, I love each and every one of you guys, and I sincerely thank you for your support over the years. You guys are the reasons I do what I do. A lot of you guys have told me over the years about the positive impact I've had on your lives. A lot of you guys have told me that I've helped to change your lives for the better. And while I do appreciate those emails and messages and DMs, I need you guys to know that I am 654% certain that you guys have changed my life far more than I could ever change yours. I know you guys disagree, but facts are facts, and y'all can't tell me any different. These last 9 years have been a magic carpet ride. Every day, and I mean every single day, I sit in this studio before I get my day started and I say to myself, I cannot believe this is my job. It has been nothing short of a miracle that what started out as a hobby has turned into a thriving business that could potentially retire me before I'm 50, as well as help people live better lives. I am incredibly grateful to all of my fans and supporters because without you, TSR Live doesn't exist. Without you, we do not get to episode 1000. So I stand and applaud you guys because this victory is every bit as much yours as it is mine. And I am honored to call you guys my community. I'm proud to be associated with you, and I consider each and every one of you my friends. So here's to another 1,000 episodes.